So I have a couple.
Whoa!
Well, hey, listen, sir. All right. First of all, that's not how you start a podcast. All right. You just destroyed our listeners' ears. Sorry about him.
Yeah.
He wasn't neutered as a child, so you know.
They didn't keep me on a leash enough.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. Wait, you're telling me that humans don't get neutered when they're young? Shit, I didn't know that.
I think that's only you, pal.
Damn. you ain't had to drop it on me like that, guys. That's fucked up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Did they put the cone around your head?
I love how you just found out that I just had a really fucked up, like probably abusive childhood, and you're like, so was it worse? did they put the leash on you? You know? Oh, fuck off. No, they actually didn't. Fucking. Let me tell you what the fuck is happening, okay? Me and Dorian, we're gamers. We're avid gamers. We've been gamers our entire life, and there's a few points
We
that
gamers,
I want
man.
to. I agree, and let me tell you something real fucking simple, okay? I'm talking to you, Ubisoft. There's a point I wanted to go over, and I need to talk to Ubisoft real quick, okay? Because with the new release of their Skull and Bones game, whatever the fuck it's called, when Michelle Rodriguez seductively looking into the camera and saying some bullshit just to sell it. When Ubisoft thinks that apparently we need to get used to not owning our games, that's when I truly believe that piracy isn't stealing anymore. So as far as I'm concerned, go fuck yourself, okay? Ubisoft has recently released this quote-unquote quadruple A game by their own mentioning. That's what they called their fucking game. A quadruple A game. Meanwhile, boarding a ship in a pirate game is a cutscene. But Assassin's Creed Black Flag was able to do it all in-game over a decade ago. Maybe Black Flag was the first quadruple A game. Shit. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Skull and Bones. I just know it's shit.
Yeah.
But I have an interesting headline from it's actually from IGN over on Instagram.
Speak your mind.
So Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag players rise 200% upon Skull and Bones release.
Damn.
So yeah, everyone's just going back to Assassin's Creed 4.
Has anyone
now
ever
that Skull and
heard?
Bones is out.
Let me tell you, Back for Blood, same shit. Motherfucking game came out. People like, actually, I want to go back to Left 4 Dead. Their numbers spiked, brother. Valve reported all this shit. Valve had to make new content after Back 4 Blood came out. I was like, oh shit, we gotta capitalize on this. That's how fucking stupid you were to make Back 4 Blood, how ass backwards it was. And this is how stupid Ubisoft is for making Skull and Bones when they already got a winning formula. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. In my opinion.
Yeah. They really just needed to like copy and paste Assassin's Creed, just get rid of the assassins, and boom, pirate game.
Whoa, who would have thought?
It's really that simple. They overcomplicated the fuck out of the development of Skull and Bones.
I'm sorry, but can I also mention one more thing about Ubisoft before we close out on this point, alright? Ubisoft having a third-party launcher. Alright? I already bought your game on Steam, on PC, or on Epic, whatever. Why the fuck do I need to go through your launcher in order to play your game? You know, I'll tell you why. Because they don't like letting gamers actually own their game. See, they can rescind ownership of that game whenever they want because the Ubisoft servers can simply deny you playing the game that you already purchased, that you already own through Steam. You do not launch the game through Steam. You launch it through Ubisoft Connect. And brother, Ubisoft Connect has the worst fucking server connection of all of the third-party software. And there's some bad ones. There's some bad third-party launchers like Rockstars and whatnot. But brother, Ubisoft is literally the worst possible experience for any game. So Ubisoft, you're not doing a good job right now. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys are losing while other companies are winning. Stop being greedy. Stop fucking with something that we love since we were children, and just do it correctly. Because you've done it before. You're able to do these kinds of things correctly, yet you decide not to because you want to make more profit while you hurt your own integrity. It's bullshit. So that's it. That's all I have. Fuck Ubisoft. That's it.
Ubisoft has just really, they fell off, man.
Big time. Because they made games that I love. They made the Assassin's Creed series. They made the fucking Far Cry games. Let me tell you something. Ubisoft have made some great fucking games in their past, okay? But the way that things have been going now, y'all are slipping. Alright? That's it. Anything else you want to say about that?
No.
Okay.
Ubisoft sucks ass, that's it.
Right.
It's a very simple point.
They eat shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's crazy.
Yeah. Just ran by dumbass. It's just this company ran by dumbasses, which really is baffling.
I can't say anything else. It's just bad. Don't support Skull and Bones. Don't buy it. It's not worth your money. Trust me. It is not. It's a free to play fucking game. That's the equivalent of what you should
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
There you go. Game. It's an amazing game that you should definitely play. Badass naval combat, really good fucking ground combat, a little glitchy, but that's it. This is a parallel to what I've said in the past. Motherfuckers are not willing to go back and play the games that are actually worth playing. When a new pirate game comes out, I'm like, motherfucker, did you even play Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag? Go back. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. If they played the original Black Flag, they'd have standards. But no, here we are.
Even then, if you don't want to support Ubisoft, you know, because buying Assassin's Creed would still be supporting them in a way. Play Sea of Thieves. People love that game.
Yeah, and they must say it was bad at release, which I'm highly against. But they patched a bunch and they updated a bunch. So if anything, now it's a good idea. Instead of playing Starfield, go play No Man's Sky. Hey, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
That's a 180 for sure. They really turned around No Man's Sky.
100% without a shadow of a goddamn doubt. All right? Shit's ridiculous. That's it. That's all I got. Before I start going fucking crazy up in this bitch. That's enough. I'm already heated. Let me talk about the positive stuff first before we get to the negative part of the podcast. Yeah. So let's talk about the positives. The first positive point of the podcast. Elimination Chamber. I recently rewatched I recently watched the Elimination Chamber live. I actually haven't seen a pay-per-view, or I guess it's a PLE now. I haven't seen a PLE for over 10 years, I think. The last...
Live.
Live. The last pay-per-view that I saw live was WrestleMania 28.
Yep.
Brother. So
everyone and their mother watched WrestleMania 28, bro. The Rock versus John Cena, quote unquote, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Everyone was there for that, bro.
Exactly. You know, which is the whole thing with Roman and Cody now. It's like, oh fuck, Rock's coming back. Anyway, so Elimination Chamber was really good. There were a lot of really good moments. Let me start it off by saying the women's Elimination Chamber match was fucking cool. There is one lackluster side about it though. Naomi's performance was extremely lackluster. There was a lot of botches on her side that were extremely obvious, which sucks because I love Naomi as a wrestler, as a character. You know what I mean? She's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I don't mind her character at all. So when I saw her in this match, I knew that she was capable of more, and it really showed through. And I tell you what, Tiffany Stratton being as good as she was made Naomi's performance look a lot worse. Tiffany Stratton was literally perfection in this match. She impressed me big time. All right, she was doing fucking somersaults off the cage. She was doing crazy good fucking. I'm telling you, she was the highlight of the match. Even Becky Lynch wasn't as good as her that evening. Tiffany Stratton killed it. All right. So yeah. Overall, elimination.
I mean, honestly, I would disagree. I don't think Naomi's performance was bad at all. I think she did a pretty great job. She only had that one major botch, which was, I guess, it was going to be a neck breaker off the fucking cage to Liv Morgan, but they clearly didn't connect. But, I mean, other than that, like that one botch, even then, that botch is still, she fucking jumped off the top of the chamber. I liked her performance. I think she did a great job. And I was honestly kind of disappointed that she was eliminated first. Yeah, I wanted to see more of her throughout the match. But Tiffany Stratton definitely was the fucking MVP of the Elimination Chamber. This is like, her fourth match on the main roster? Because she's from NXT. And she killed it, bro. Her character is like, she's so over as a heel. And in the ring, she's just on another level. I'm honestly surprised they didn't call her up from NXT sooner. She has just been fucking killing it, man. And like the crowd was so behind her too, with the whole Tiffy time chants and everything. They were even chanting that during the men's match. It was just Tiffany Stratton. She's just on another level. I can't wait to see more of what she does. I hope she has a spot at WrestleMania.
She's a future champion, easy. I mean, it probably
Absolutely.
She won't be fighting for the championship this WrestleMania, but I feel like next year she definitely will. Like, it's there. She's definitely a star. She's definitely outclassed everybody in the chamber. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you on the Naomi thing. There were more botches. There was one where she was supposed to get kicked in the face, and it was kind of like extremely slow. And there were a couple other ones. I didn't write them down, but I know that I spotted at least 4. You know, that were. But then again, I mean, trained eye, right? So maybe. But as far as I'm concerned, there were a lot of botches in that match, and that. Yeah, I think even Naomi seemed disappointed in some parts. You know, I was like, you know, I saw it in her face, so I don't know. But me personally, I must say, so maybe I shouldn't have used the word terrible. Definitely wasn't terrible. There are terrible performances that I've seen before, and she's not close. But it definitely wasn't what I expected. You know what I mean? I expected more, basically. So let's hope that gets wrung out. I don't know whose fault was which, so it might have been Becky Lynch's fault as well. I'm not sure, but. So far, I can say that Naomi's performance was the weakest out of the 6, although it still wasn't horrible. It was just below average.
Yeah.
Como say, Liv Morgan, I liked her in that match. I mean, like I said, everyone else I liked. Becky Lynch winning, I mean, yeah, the most predictable outcome, really.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but it's also like the outcome we all wanted, you know? Like, I've seen people say that they don't like this PLE because of how predictable it was, but also it's like they're giving us what we want. So, like, just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like, yeah, the guy we wanted to win won. It's like, it's simple as that, you know? We don't need anything more.
Well, we've had a massive build-up. That's the thing, right? Like, it's a massive build-up to where if you had somebody else come in, it would make the stories a lot less, a lot weaker, mainly. You know what I mean? Like, we'll get to the other matches. I know which one you're talking about.
Go
ahead.
I really think... like going back to the WrestleMania press conference, I don't think we needed that face off between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, because then it kind of removed some of the tension of the storyline going into the women's chamber. Because even in the match, there's like a lot of moments like, oh, Tiffany Stratton, you know, she's an MVP. Are they really going to make her win the chamber? You know, she just got called up to the main roster, and then, you know, Liv Morgan had like a star-making performance. Bianca Belair is like the #1 baby face in the women's division. But the fact that we already had, you know, that kind of tease between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley is just kind of like, yeah,
we know
Becky's coming out on top. Yeah, it's like the match was great. You know, everyone did what they were supposed to, but it's like, yeah, we can't unseat Becky, you know, winning the match. She has to win at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
they basically already confirmed the match before Elimination Chamber became that thing. But I just wish they didn't, because then it would make the match that much more of like, oh, who's gonna win? You know, I wanted more of that tension.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So that's exactly what I was saying. That promo pretty much just like deaded any kind of guessing work. You know what I mean? Like it was Becky. We knew it was gonna be Becky.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna be Becky. Not a bad outcome, but I just wanted more tension. That's
right,
it. That's my only gripe. That's my only gripe with that one. I just wanted a bit more like the who's gonna win kind of thing.
Of course, and it also affected the outcome of the. It also affected my perception of the outcome of the final match, which we'll get to. But overall, like I said, it wasn't a horrible match. It was pretty good. It had some really good moments, especially with Tiffany Stratton. I love her. I really want to see more of her. Overall, good time. It was a great opener. Yeah. Really good opener.
Yeah.
So next match was, let's see here. It was the Judgment Day, I think they're called, versus the New Catch Republic, I think it's called. Let's see. Judgment Day versus NCR, New Catch Republic. Yes. It was closer than it needed to be. Holy shit. They really made you think that NCR was going to win. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, NCR was whooping ass, and then they weren't, and then they were pulling off saves. But Dom, oh my God, once again, fucks him at the end, and then Judgment Day wins. I mean, we knew Judgment Day was going to win, really. I mean, you know. NCR,
it's very clear that Judgment Day is going into WrestleMania as the tag team champions. No doubt about it.
NCR was really good, though. NCR was actually some really good performers in there. They surprised me because they didn't look like much coming out. You know what I mean? I don't know them.
Yeah, so I think on the surface they really seemed like just a thrown together tag team, but they work really well together. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, I know them more from their NXT days, and I like both of them. but it is a very random tag team, or at least it feels that way. But they do mesh well together, I think.
Right. Well, one thing I will say, first of all, the match was great. I actually really enjoyed it. It was crazy. It was a lot of lows, a lot of highs, a lot of tension, and a death-defying move. It was really cool. Well, I think the highlight of the match wasn't even the match. It was the amount of heat that Dominic got. Oh my God. Brother, the whole front row was giving middle fingers to Dominic. The whole front row. They had to cut to black. Bruh. And brother, when he was speaking, you couldn't hear him. You couldn't hear him. Everyone was booing so fucking loud that you couldn't hear him. And he tried to wait for the crowd to calm down, and they wouldn't calm down. So he had to talk over them, but he couldn't, because that's how fucking loud they were. I could barely hear what Dom was saying the whole time. Holy shit.
And people like to make excuses of they're piping in the boos, or they're lowering his mic volume. As someone who has been in those arenas in person, they are definitely fucking not. We just blew the shit out of Dominic Mysterio, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's the heat he's getting, bro. I'll just say Dom is I think he's probably one of the best on the roster right now. Of course he's still, learning and growing, but he has grown so much in just the past year that it is insane to watch. It's actually impressive. How much heat he gets.
I just need him to up his ring acumen. He plays a piece of shit so well. He really does.
Yeah.
So he's got that out of the way. You know what I mean? I mean, look how edgy those bits were with Dominic, where he was invading his father's home on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. Holy shit, these are crimes, and we're recording this. You know what I mean? I love it. So Dominic, definitely the highlight with all the heat. The match was really fucking cool. I enjoyed it. It was actually a really entertaining watch. So
I actually really like the Judgment Day a lot. I like their title reign so far. It's good.
I agree with you. Finn Balor, he's fucking awesome. I
love Finn Balor.
I don't like his fucking punching. I think it's horrible. I love his moves. I love his coup de grace. I love everything else, but his punching. Huto! Shut up! Jesus Christ! Everything else about you is perfect, but stop with the fucking constant grunting. It's annoying. Besides that, it's okay. Judgment Day, the Damian Priest, brother, he's a main eventer in the making.
Oh really is. Someone on Twitter, I don't know the name of the person who tweeted it. So someone in the comments can probably tell me, because it was a very popular tweet. But someone called him the bisexual Undertaker, and now that's all anybody can see from Damian Priest. It's it's I don't know, and that one tweet kind of damaged his character a little bit. I'm just saying, I don't know what it was, but. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
Damn, you ain't had to say that, but he's got a Boston accent, though. That's different, yeah.
He does. I love Damian Priest, though. He, genuinely, on the mic, he's great. I love his character. And in the ring, bro is a fucking monster. When he goes off, he's a monster. Off. I love his, what's the move called? It's like a choke slam, but it has, a specific name. And, the way he performs it is just really good. It's I want to say a sit-out choke slam. You know what I mean? He choke slams him.
I think it's a manhandle slam, something like that.
That's Becky Lynch's finisher. It's something.
I know exactly what move you're saying. I just don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's something to.
He's choke
South
slamming
of Heaven.
There you go. You got it.
The South of Heaven choke slam. I really love that finisher. It's really good.
So yeah, that's all I have for that match. You?
Yeah.
Badass.
Solid match. Yeah.
So here we go. The Grayson Lawler effect was okay. They basically just retreaded exactly what they already said on Raw. At least Cody called out The Rock to a match, and at least Seth Rollins curb stomped, what's his name again? Grayson Lawler.
Austin Theory.
Or not even, Austin Theory. Yeah. You said something extremely hilarious that I thought was funny, so go ahead.
Oh, it was another tweet I read, but someone said the Grayson Waller effect could have just been an email.
Yeah. Literally just that.
Or a digital exclusive, put that shit on YouTube. Cody Rhodes calls out The Rock.
It was boring.
Simple.
Don't get me wrong, Seth Rollins knows how to cut a promo, but the thing is, I've seen this already. You know what I think that was? Is that WWE knows damn well that people are just watching the PLEs. So
Cody Rhodes.
There's a lot of people who don't watch the fucking the Monday night to the Friday night because it's not on Peacock. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So they're like, fuck, let's just say it again here with Grayson Waller because he's Australian. It makes sense. It's dumb.
Yeah. I wish Grayson Waller had a match. I think he deserved to have a match in Australia.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, they gave that privilege to Rhea Ripley. That's what that did. That's what they did.
Yeah. But I mean, even then, if you would have just done a tiny 1 week build up just for a stupid Cody Rhodes versus Grayson Waller match, I would have been fine with that.
They did that. It would have been fun. That the Raw after, which we'll get to. But yeah. They did that. But it wasn't in Australia, I don't think, right? I think.
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, Raw was back here in the States.
Damn. They had to fly to Australia, then ride back to the fucking States. That's crazy. Jesus.
Yeah.
The jet lag must have been crazy.
Yeah. Jesus. Especially since that PLE, I think, was mostly Raw superstars. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I would have been tired as fuck.
Same. It's okay, though, because Cody's inhuman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, clearly.
And so, anyway, anything else you had to say about the Grayson Waller effect?
It's kind of mid.
Meh. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it was there. It happened. It's whatever. We move on.
Seriously. So another, this is the big one, and I think this was actually my favorite. The men's elimination chamber match. Holy shit!
Yeah.
What a stacked fucking roster.
Yeah. It's literally all main eventers.
Bobby Lashley, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, fucking what was his name? LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and one more. Who was that?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, right. How did I forget that? Randy Orton. Holy
That's crazy.
Fucking shit. It was so fucking stacked. And, brother, it was damn good. LA Knight came in doing his shtick. Logan Paul was being that fucking asshole. But it's okay. Because Bobby Lashley speared that motherfucker through a pod. Oh, yeah. It was so satisfying to watch from front to back. They did some good storytelling at the end, although it was a little cheesy for me. It's still, I enjoyed it. Como say, basically, Drew McIntyre is a force to be reckoned with. Oh, I'm a monster. I'm going to fuck you up, Randy.
Oh,
and then Logan Paul jumps from the pod. And then Logan Paul pulls up. Logan Paul gets pinned by Randy Orton from an out-of-nowhere RKO. And then Logan Paul, which, by the way, I love that now we're going to get another fucking rivalry. Logan Paul knocks the fuck out of Randy Orton with brass knuckles, and Drew McIntyre pins him. Literally the perfect way for Drew McIntyre to win. The perfect way. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think it's a great way to set up Randy Orton versus Logan Paul.
Easy.
Because the thing is Logan Paul is a prick, and that's also his his character. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that they just really lean into it, with him, as a heel, it's perfect. Because, Kevin Owens, was coming for that ass, bro. He was not letting Logan Paul breathe during that match, bro. I think Kevin Owens was my MVP for this chamber match,
he did
personally.
Some crazy shit. I knew he wasn't going to win, but he did some crazy shit.
Oh, yeah. He put on a show. He wanted to steal the night.
I love
I love Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, I told you this before. He's the definition of I don't come here to be the best. I come here to be remembered.
Yeah.
Remember when I think it was Drew McIntyre was slamming LA Knight's head up against the pod, and Kevin Owens was in the pod and he was hitting his head while Drew was slamming it in. So he kept going,
he was.
And did it 12 times, bro. Jesus Christ. It was the other way around. I think LA Knight was slamming Drew's head. It's okay, it don't matter. But you get my drift.
Either one, yeah. He came in for the assist,
Kevin's a cokehead, bro.
Dude, when Logan Paul made his entrance and he had a little stare down with Kevin Owens, and Kevin started banging his head on the fucking plexiglass.
Yo, he did that shit 11 times, bro. God damn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's like a rabid dog in that match.
I loved it, man. It was great. It was high energy, octane with amazing performers. Every single person in there did work. It was great. It was a great time.
Then when it was Logan's turn to enter the match and Kevin went in the pod with him, closed the door and just started slamming him against the fucking...
Brother,
solid, bro.
Randy Orton pulled off an amazing performance this match. Like he still can go. He still goes.
Oh,
that man is in his prime. It's ridiculous.
His selling, like he genuinely has people concerned, like for his back, like that he's injured for real. But like
he's been injured before. I remember when he fucked up his arm against Edge at some pay-per-view when it was hitting the mat, and he fucked up his shoulder. I think the muscle came off the bone or some shit. You know. So
yeah, crazy shit.
It's I can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he hit that RKO on Logan Paul, and it felt like damn, that RKO hurt him. Like it hurt both of them.
Even though I saw it coming, like you know what I mean? Like when he did the thing, he like the camera was so close. I'm like, that camera's too close. Then hell no, he's gonna get fucked up.
It was satisfying to watch though. Like Logan Paul kind of deserved that RKO.
Of course, but then Logan Paul came back with the fucking brass knuckles, bro.
Yeah.
That was good.
Such a good finish.
There's one more interference that we didn't get to. Is AJ Styles came in and fucked over LA Knight. I think it was LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Holy shit. He came in with like 12 hits to the back. Bah, 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 bah. Like, holy God. He's already dead, you know?
How much of a hater do you have to be to fly all the way across the world just to cost someone a match?
My man was a stowaway in the cargo hold, fucking Uncharted 3 shit. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. That's the only way.
He was waiting for that moment, bro.
He went in, though. That's the thing. He fucked him up, bro. Jesus.
Yeah.
So now AJ Styles versus LA Knight, that's brewing real good.
Yeah, for WrestleMania. A lot of people wanted, myself included, wanted LA Knight versus Logan Paul, but I guess they're saving that for maybe SummerSlam. Maybe it's gonna be like somewhere on the line. But
Logan Paul's gonna have his chance to get his ass whooped by all of the roster. We'll take our time.
yeah. He got his ass beat by Kevin Owens. It's gonna be Randy Orton's turn coming up next.
Damn right.
Pretty much everyone in the chamber got their lick in to Logan Paul.
But Bobby got the worst one. I don't care. Bobby got. I know Randy. I know Randy got the RKO, but Bobby speared him through a pod, bruh.
Yeah. I think Bobby and Kevin Owens did the most damage to Logan Paul.
Easy. Yeah. I think Bobby did the worst. That pod, like that's it. Like the way they hype that pod up, it's bulletproof, like stained glass. Like, oh okay, bulletproof, bet. No,
yeah, bulletproof, but Bobby Lashley can tackle your ass through it. That's for sure. That's for damn sure.
I think one of my favorite moments, right, is when Goldberg would be spearing people through an Elimination Chamber pod. But I think one of my favorite, I think my favorite moment has to be when Big Show and Daniel Bryan were having a feud. And so Daniel Bryan was in the pod, and Big Show was out. He whooped everybody's ass in the pod, and then in the Elimination Chamber. And Daniel Bryan was in the pod. The time came up, and his number, como se dice, he was stuck in there, and so he locked the door. He pushed it, made sure that they didn't open it on him because he didn't want to fight the Big Show. So the Big Show climbed up to the top of the chamber and literally ripped the chains one by one. And then once he got through it, he grabbed Daniel by the head and fucking lifted him up. It was ridiculous.
That's funny.
No, he went down in there and then he fucking threw him up. That's what it was. I forget, but whatever it was, it's just like, damn, Big Show's a monster, bro. God damn. So yeah, overall,
I don't remember who it was, but one moment that I saw that I really loved. I think this was like pandemic era, so they didn't have like a crowd. But it's like someone went for a spear. It's probably Bobby Lashley. I don't remember who he was trying to spear, but they moved out of the way, and I think Bobby Lashley went through the chamber. Like he went through both like layers of plexiglass and out of the chamber, and like onto like the floor outside. He went out of he flew out of the fucking chamber. I
saw that one. Bobby Lashley's a freak. He's a freak.
I think it was Bobby Lashley. It could be someone else.
It was Bobby.
Yeah, it's got to be Bobby.
He's a fucking genetic freak, Bobby Lashley. That guy is ridiculous. He does whatever for whatever. That guy's crazy. I love him.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he's been WWE champion, but I feel like he's so underrated.
He slept on. Now. He slept on.
He slept on, and then now he's going through like that feud with Karrion Kross, which it's okay. I hope their match. Probably at WrestleMania is going to be good, but I hope afterwards they put him in the main event scene. We need Bobby Lashley fighting for the world title again for sure.
Do you think it's his promo work?
Maybe, but like now he has a faction with the Street Profits. Honestly, like he could just have the Street Profits do the talking for him. it's like Cause I feel like with an athlete like that, his promo work does not need to be great. I mean, look at Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Bro had Paul Heyman do all the talking for him, and even then, Paul Heyman knows how to hype up a guy. So I feel like
imagine Bobby Lashley being a Paul Heyman guy. Fucking hell.
Oh, I think that's a deadly combo.
That is a deadly combo. I agree. Fucking hell, because Bobby Lashley, even though I like Brock Lesnar, como se dice, as a wrestler, he's done some crazy things. I think Bobby Lashley is a lot more entertaining to watch. Because Brock Lesnar, he gets repetitive after a watch. Like, you're wowed the first 2 times, but then you realize, oh, these are all the moves he has. Okay.
Yeah, and Bobby Lashley, I think, is more like just likable. Like he has kind of a charm to him where it's like when you're seeing a match with him, you're like, I like this dude.
No
like
doubt.
I don't know what it is.
No doubt.
He's just
I
he's
remember,
a cool guy.
I think it was Great American Bash 05 or 06. It was him versus John Cena, and I wanted John to win, but brother, like I respected Bobby. That match was crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
give Bobby his flowers, man.
For real.
That's it. That's all cool. That's all I want.
So,
give Bobby his flowers.
One last point I wanted to make about the men's elimination chamber match was that now we finally get Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And who do you have winning that match? Because I think Drew's going to win.
I think Drew has to win.
Drew has to win.
If Seth wins, I think it'll be a lesser match.
Yeah, I think so too. Because Seth's won twice already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love Seth. I love him as World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins is one of the reasons I got back into wrestling back in 2015. His cash-in at WrestleMania 31, we've talked about it before. But, like, I love Seth Rollins. He's one of my favorites on the roster right now. But I think storyline-wise, character-wise, it's more important that Drew McIntyre wins the World Heavyweight Champion. Because Seth is great, but he does not need the title right now. He had a great run with it. He's had a lot of great feuds, great matches, but I think it's Drew's time to shine right now.
And I think Drew should win again at Backlash after an extremely heated feud, like fucking like Last Man Standing, like no holds barred, crazy extreme feud. That's what I want.
That's another thing. It's like I feel like because Seth and Drew have fought before, I think this match at WrestleMania should have some kind of stipulation to it to where it feels like, okay, this is the end of their rivalry, or at least it's like a prelude to Backlash or something. Because, like, obviously Seth Rollins should get a rematch, I think, if he loses the title. Because I hate when they have champions drop the belt and then forget about it the next day, like Kofi Kingston when he lost the WWE Championship to Brock Lesnar. They never brought that shit up again, and it pisses me off. And I think the rematch clause should be brought back as a rule, where if the champion loses their belt, they're given one free rematch. Because it makes feuds last so much longer, and like while some feuds can overstay their welcome, I think a rematch clause is just like really great. Because then if you have someone lose the title and then they're gone for like months on end, they come back like a fucking like a year later or some shit. It's like I want my rematch. They're automatically put to the front of the line because it's like, hey, I lost the belt, but I never used my rematch. You know?
Damn right.
So I just think Seth should get a rematch down the line, but Drew needs to hold it at least until CM Punk comes back. Because Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship needs to be a thing.
Fuck yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Fuck yeah, that would be a match and a half. What a build, right?
I mean, all the shit that Drew's been talking now that CM Punk's not on TV, it has to be a feud. Like, there's no way. Easy. And for the belt, it'd be even better.
I just hope CM Punk doesn't get injured again, fucking guy. Oh, man.
I
hope not, man. So, yeah, that's all I have for the men's elimination chamber. Anything else on your end?
No, great match. Great match.
Great fucking match. It's my favorite. My favorite, hands down.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. So, como se dice, I will get to the main event here. The main event in front of 52,590 people. Holy fuck. 52,000 people at an elimination chamber pay-per-view. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
It's a fuck ton of people.
That's crazy. So, 59,000 people. They had Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax.
Yes.
You want honesty? I'm just tell you right now. First of all, we all know who was going to win, right? But that's fine.
Yeah.
My honesty is, it was okay.
I liked it.
It was okay. The thing is, como se dice, I felt like the moves were nothing special. I did like the slamming through the table. I did like Nia Jax doing the, I think it's the, whatever it is, when she drops from the ropes. What is that called? The,
I know Yokozuna's was like the bonsai drop. I don't remember what Nia Jax's version is called.
Let me check real quick. The Annihilator. Rhea kicks
Yeah,
out
the Annihilator.
For that 350-pound bitch dropping on you, it's called the Annihilator. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
That's actually hilarious. Yeah, so I did like the superplex. Although, why didn't the ring break? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It should have broke the ring. Como se dice? I liked being slammed through the table. Although the thing is that she tried the fucking the bomb on the table with Rhea Ripley on her back, and the fucking table didn't break. What the fuck?
Yeah, the Samoan drop.
It's not her fault. It's not even Nia Jax's fault, because you could tell she fucking slammed her.
Yeah, and hey, give her props. She improvised quick and did a
she
splash.
hit that fucking elbow.
Yeah, she hit a splash on it and then broke the table. So, I think, but before we get to what you were going to say, I think this is one of Nia Jax's best matches, if not her best match. I think, honestly, performance-wise, I think both women killed it. I like the match. I
liked Rhea Ripley's performance. I definitely liked her ring acumen. I liked Nia Jax throughout the match. But the thing is Michael Cole even said it looked like it was a career match for Nia Jax's best. And what I'm arguing is that it probably is her best. But it sounds like that bar isn't really high up there. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, she's not putting out 5-star. The thing with Nia Jax is they usually have her in squash matches to, like, nobodies. Yeah. And that's not really how you elevate someone, I think. So I think so far this second run, I've said it before, this second run is so much better. And they've built up Nia Jax as, like, a big threat, which I like, because they have her winning against actual big name supers. I mean, she beat Becky Lynch on an episode of Monday Night Raw. That's big. That's a big match. That's a big win. And so I think going into this main event, I think Nia Jax definitely deserved that spot, that match against the women's world champion. But it's clear that this PLE was basically for Rhea Ripley. It's in her hometown, in her home country, and she main evented. It's clear that we knew she was going to win, but I think, Nia Jax proved that, she can put on a great match. I think this was definitely her best.
Right. And como se dice, Nia Jax definitely did well with the, like I said, with the moves that she pulled, the improvisation. I did notice that there were a lot of squash matches when I rewatched some old ones.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the fact that this was very competitive. It gave me Big Show versus Sheamus vibes. The first one, That's
I can see that. That's a good comparison.
Now, with that being said, I don't think it's anywhere near the caliber of that match. That match was death-defying. This one was decent. I'd say if I had to give it a rating, 7. It was decent. It was good. It's just not too special for me,
Yeah. I think if I had to change something about this match, I would have made it no DQ, especially with how heated the feud was going into it. Because the feud was heated. These two were, like, it was like on site every week on Monday Night Raw. They would just be throwing hands at each other. No words spoken, just beating the shit out of each other. And so I think, you needed like a stipulation to make it seem like, this is going to be like a war between, these two, big wrestlers. And so I think no DQ would have definitely, that's not what I meant. But I think no DQ definitely would have elevated the match more than what the current match was, because the announce table spot was great. I just think we needed more of that. Implement some weapons into it. Just let them go all out. I think that was really what was like holding them back. The fact that most of the match was just like submissions and technical holds, and it's like it was more about the pacing, but it could have been a bit more action packed. I think it didn't reach the level that it needed to. But for what they did and for the two superstars that were in the match, I think it was a great show, and I think it was a great way to end Elimination Chamber with having that match.
Right, I can't agree. It wasn't. I can't agree more. I can't agree less. It was a good time. It just wasn't too special for me. You understand?
I could see what you mean.
I do agree with you that it would have been better as a DQ. Frankly, I think Rhea Ripley is definitely one of those hardcores. She's metal. She's all that. And I feel like a no DQ match where they were beating the shit out of each other. Hell, Rhea Ripley probably gets busted open. That would have been in character. And I think that would have made it seem like, hey, she's an amazing champion. She's the best champion. I feel like if they made the stakes of this fight a lot stronger and make it seem a lot more dangerous for Rhea Ripley, then I think I would have enjoyed the match more. It's just that there wasn't any really feeling of what's the word? There was no tension. You understand?
Yeah,
there was
no stakes.
Oh, she might. No, never, not once.
And that also leans into like what we were talking about earlier with Becky Lynch's win, is that we knew Rhea Ripley, because it's gonna be Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. They basically confirmed it. We know it, and so it got rid of the stakes of the match, because it's like, yeah, Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. It's been a heated feud, but we know who's winning, and so it's kind of defeats the purpose of the whole match.
So yeah, that's all I have for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Overall, really good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, really good. This is the second PLE in a row that only had 4 matches on the card. Yeah. But I think they've been able to like make a do with very little matches. You know,
well, the main reason why is because of the length of the 2 gimmick matches they have. You know, which is the Royal Rumbles and the Elimination Chamber matches. That's the main reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, you know, they're even. I think having less matches makes more time for the matches that matter.
Right. The quality of matches have gone up. The quality of matches, the standard has gone up. And that I've noticed. The fucking tag team match surprised me. I thought this was going to be below average. I didn't know who NCR was. But, brother, it surprised me. It was actually really fun to watch. So, yeah, if they want to do lesser matches but more quality and more time put into it, I'm all for it. That's the truth.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Anything else?
No. Elimination Chamber was great. If you like wrestling and you haven't seen it yet, I recommend watching it.
See it. I mean, you have to see it for WrestleMania. You just have to. So go ahead, see it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about the Raw after Elimination Chamber, mainly the Cody Rhodes shtick. Cody Rhodes fought Grayson Lawler afterwards, after Elimination Chamber, because, you know, they had a little beef. How cute. We all know Cody was going to win. Come on. Could you imagine Cody losing to Grayson fucking Lawler before fighting Roman Reigns? Come on. It was never going to happen. Unless there was an interference. That's the only way.
Yeah. I mean, Cody's only lost twice since he's been back in WWE.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
Roman, and what was the other one?
Drew McIntyre before Elimination Chamber, actually.
It was an interference. Right. With the fucking Samoan spot. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
And that's the thing, right? That match was done perfectly because it was a big match. It was a fun watch. But then the ending made sure to not dead anybody's steam. If Cody pinned Drew clean, then that would have deaded his steam 100%.
Yeah, Drew also needed to win that match. Yeah, and the thing is, we all know Drew's a monster, but I love him so much more as a heel than as a face.
Easy.
I think as a face, Drew McIntyre is kind of boring.
Yeah, easy.
But he still kicks ass in the ring. I love his moveset, the look, everything's perfect. He's just, I think he's funnier and he's more of a dickhead when he's a heel, and I just like that about him.
We like the dickhead. We like the dickhead. I agree.
Yeah.
Just like how Bayley, we like the dickhead. We just do. That's what it is, you know.
I think Bayley's great either way.
Yeah, know? That's the thing.
And now she's like a nice solid in between. Like, she's clearly a baby face, but her personality hasn't changed at all.
That's
great.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dakota's gonna betray her, like you said. But anyway, we're getting off topic. With Cody Rhodes, after he beat Grayson Lawler, Paul Heyman came out, and Paul Heyman came out with 3 quote unquote suspended NYPD officers, which is crazy. You know. So, como se dice? Let's see here. So once he brought him up, he wanted to relay a message to Cody. Basically saying is like, keep The Rock's name out of your mouth, all right? Because then they're gonna come over here and your life is gonna be a living hell. And brother, como se dice, Paul Heyman sicked his dogs on him. Cody Rhodes fucked them all up with a chair, and then Cody got that microphone, came up on the fucking corner. He said, "Listen, all right, I want you to know this, okay? The bloodline isn't hunting me. I'm hunting the bloodline, brother." The fucking arena went crazy. Cody motherfucking Rhodes, you know what I mean? Like, people are losing their minds. And fucking Paul Heyman pulled up 2 phones, 2 of them, motherfucker. Hey, call Roman Reigns. Then he goes up with the second phone. He says, call The Rock. And so now he's calling these guys. Oh, they're setting it up, man. Oh, it's crazy. I love this feud. What were you gonna say?
You notice how the phone where he called The Rock had a sticker of The Rock on the back?
Did it? Oh,
yeah, it had
the bull,
like the Brahma bull
symbol. The bull,
yeah.
You're right, yeah.
And then the other phone was just a normal phone that he always uses.
I just gonna say something. I thought it was a great bit. I think that this feud is getting better. I just love WWE so much right now. It's so fucking cool. It's such a great time to come back. If you're still contemplating it, brother, come back. It's good now. It's good now. So go ahead. You can
it's like every week it only seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
Really, it's that fucking crazy. So the next PLE, WrestleMania, nothing else.
Yeah, WrestleMania 40.
WrestleMania. Let's go, baby. It's the countdown. Oh, trust and believe. We gonna watch that shit and we gonna cover it afterwards. Oh, chingado. It's gonna be fun. So with WrestleMania 40, I wanted to come up with a dream booking, at least for the main events, okay? So, like, this is how I would, like, kind of look at it, you know? And if you disagree or if you differ with me, that's cool. But I'm going to give my scenario, then you give your scenario. Because I also told them about this before. So, my scenario is simple. I want The Rock versus Cody Rhodes on night 1. I want Rhodes to... Either he wins or loses, irrelevant, but I would like him to win. And if when he wins... he gets his fucking ass handed to him by the Bloodline. I'm talking slam through tables, beat with steel chairs, kendo sticks, all that shit, right? And now I know what you're thinking. Oh, but Seth said he would help. Seth can't help because he lost his belt to Drew McIntyre beforehand, and he got slammed through a fucking table after the match. Like, he got fucked up, right? So it's the same thing with him. So Seth can't help. And Seth can't help Cody, so Cody's going to get fucked up by the Bloodline. And Roman's going to be there, too. He's going to fuck him up with him. And it's like, yeah, you ain't got no hope, boy. And then Rhodes versus Roman night 2. Rhodes comes out limping, injured, but he comes out. And after a long and grueling matchup where everything's stacked against them, Cody Rhodes wins WrestleMania night 2. That's what I think. What do you think?
That's solid, you know? Mm-hmm. The thing is, I'm iffy on, like... having the Bloodline main event both nights, because while The Rock definitely needs a match, I don't know if I want it to main event. I think I'm personally an advocate for Io Sky versus Bayley to main event night 1, or even Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I think like the Bloodline story is the hottest thing going into WrestleMania, but I think like someone else should get the spotlight for that night 1 main event.
I didn't even think about the women's side. My bad. Yeah, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch should be day 1. Well, then how about this night 2?
Or even like Drew McIntyre versus Seth could main event night 1 too, because that's another big match.
I think Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch would be damn good. Definitely up there with Drew McIntyre. So it's iffy, if or. But mainly, I want day 1 to have Seth versus Drew, and then whatever the fuck happens will lead to Seth not being able to help Cody Rhodes. We're so sure that Seth is going to be there, right? We're so sure they're going to fucking pull the rug out from under us right before it happens, right before the match. You know what I mean? So I want to see that. I think it's great storytelling. Do you differ or disagree where I am? And what's your scenario? Go ahead.
I don't really differ from what your booking style is. I think the only thing I would change, or I guess add on to, is that in Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, I would not have the Bloodline interfere, and I would make the reason be The Rock.
You think?
Maybe The
Rock
Rock
would be a twist. Oh shit.
Maybe The Rock, tell Solo or Jimmy like not to go out there. Something like that.
Pause. Let the Bloodline come out, try to interfere, and then guess who comes to save them? Not Seth Rollins.
The Rock.
Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes! Come on.
I don't think that could work. Dustin's in AEW.
It makes sense, and it keeps The Rock on the Bloodline, which we love here, Rock.
Yeah.
I think Dustin Rhodes makes a lot of sense. Come on now.
He's in AEW.
WWE needs to hire me. What you say?
He's in AEW right now. He won't be able to.
Bitch, you better jump the ship. If Chris Jericho can do it, bitch, you can. Okay? Go back. God damn it. All right, fine. I just don't want The Rock to really twist anything just yet. If anything, what I want is the build-up to the next WrestleMania between Rock and Roman for The Rock to be in the bloodline, but then they're fighting for alpha status, and eventually boils over into a PLE. I just don't want that. I tell you what. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Because it's just planting the seeds. Because like he wouldn't be fully turning on the bloodline. He's just using his power over Solo and Jimmy to be like don't help Roman. Like Roman needs to win this for himself.
He's got this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he loses, and it's just like, yeah, because it wouldn't be a full turn. Like he's still on the bloodline, and it's just like like you said, like he's got this, and then Roman loses. And everyone is just like, "What the fuck?"
Fuck
And then next week on SmackDown or something, it's like, Roman, you were supposed to win. What happened? He puts it on him, right?
What happened?
Yeah. And it's just a thing of like planting the seeds. You know what I mean?
Lock that in right now, okay? The Rock
that would be my booking.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that would be my booking of because if he straight up like attacks the bloodline and stops him from interfering, then that's different. That's a babyface turn. That's already that's too much. You got to have just a little like nugget of this is happening.
That's perfect.
That's all you need.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking. I didn't listen to you well. My apologies. I thought you were saying that Dwayne Johnson came out and whooped some ass. Like, no, wait, hold on, not yet.
No. No, he holds Solo back and tells him, "Yeah, you let Roman cook."
And I want Paul Heyman to be there. It's like, well, send him out. No, he's got. What do you mean, send him out? No, shut up, Paul. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's it.
Yeah. It's like he has a little too much confidence in Roman.
Oh, yeah. No, trust and believe. That's exactly what I think should happen. You got it on the money. You got it, Dwayne. That's it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would just add on to your booking, but that's essentially what my booking would be. It's an add-on to yours of just that little nugget in the final match of just, the bloodline doesn't need to help Roman.
I agree. Yo, I'm really looking forward to Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. What do you think that's going to be? I think Rhea Ripley's going to win, and Becky's going to have like a passing of the torch moment. That's what I think.
I think so too. I think Rhea's going to hold that belt for a while.
I hope. She's the best.
Yeah.
That's it right now. She's the best. Easy.
Yeah, and then even then, there's like nuggets that haven't even like grown yet, like Rhea versus Liv Morgan. Like there's still a lot of shit they could do that they haven't done yet.
Easy. So yeah, I agree. That's a budding flower. There's more to grow. I agree.
Yeah.
When it comes to Io Sky versus Bayley, I think Bayley wins. How about you?
Yeah, I think Bayley wins, but I don't think that should be the end of their rivalry. I think the whole damage control thing is. I think it's just starting, and what I really want is like. I really want like a women's War Games for Survivor Series, like Damage Control versus like Team Bayley, where she has like the other 4 horsewomen of like Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. And, Sasha Banks, she's not in WWE right now, but one could hope, right, that she's coming back. Right. And then, if you have the 4 horsewomen versus Damage Control, which would be like Dakota Kai, Asuka, Kairi, and Io, I think that's a solid lineup for War Games right there.
I agree with that. So I think Dakota Kai is going to betray Bayley, right? And I think you do too. And so I think if that match were to happen, which I hope it does, Damage Control should win. That's my thing. I think they should win.
For War Games?
Yeah.
If they did that. Yeah, because then you'd be, solidifying, I guess, a new 4 horsewomen, which would be Damage Control.
Well, yeah, even then, it would just be like solidifying the new generation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Who needs that win? You know what I mean? And who would be most affected? Who would be most affected by the loss? It would be a dumb booking decision, I think, to have the OGs beat the new guys. Nexus. You get it. Yeah. So yeah. Overall,
yeah, I could see this Damage Control story lasting all the way even until like next WrestleMania or something. Like I think like everything is just starting out.
At
Bayley,
least the end of the year. At least,
yeah. But Bayley, I think she's definitely walking out with the women's championship. If she doesn't, I think that's I think that's going to be bad booking. I think Bailey
agree.
needs to win more than Io. And Io's great. I love Io, but
that's wifey right there.
that is wifey right there. I love Io, but her title reign hasn't been the best. And I think Bailey can definitely like take that title to new heights.
Easy. Yeah, no, I think Bailey definitely should win. Judgment Day retains. We know this. It's not even worth discussing.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think so.
Who do you think their opponents are going to be?
It's not going to be NCR. I don't even know all the other tag teams, but that's the thing. There's no build-up. Judgment Day is not going to lose.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people think it's going to be Awesome Truth. The Miz and R-Truth versus Judgment Day.
If that happens, shit, I think Awesome Truth may win.
Yeah,
that's a crazy matchup. You know what I want? Go ahead.
How great would it feel to have R-Truth win a title at WrestleMania?
That isn't the 24/7 Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it would be awesome. I think, you know what, you're right. If that's the matchup, then R-Truth and Miz win. If that's the matchup. If it's not, then I don't care.
Yeah.
But then you also have Damian Priest with his Money in the Bank suitcase. You think he's going to use it at WrestleMania? I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so.
All signs are pointing to that he won't. But a while back, like just on my own time, I came up with like a booking of like how I would book Drew McIntyre after WrestleMania. And so like I think, he wins the World Heavyweight Championship and gets his moment in front of the crowd. But then if the Judgment Day comes in and rips that shit away from him, that's another feud that could build all the way to like SummerSlam. That is of just Drew chasing the title more. But I think people would be tired of Drew chasing the title, I think if he wins at WrestleMania and then that's it, I think fans would be satisfied. But it'd be even more impactful if the Judgment Day just ripped that shit away from him.
Right.
It's like he has his moment, he's celebrating with the title. Next thing you know, he gets fucking jumped by like JD, Dom, Finn, and Damian. Damian cashes in, wins the belt, and walks out of WrestleMania as World Heavyweight Champion. And the thing is, Damian doesn't even need to hold on to the belt that long. Like, you could literally, have it back at like Backlash or even Money in the Bank in June or whatever.
But you see, that's my thing.
Have Drew win it back.
This is my thing. I think Damian Priest should cash it in at Backlash when Drew beats Seth, and then they have their rematch at the next PLE, and Drew wins again, but he's battered, bloodied, and beaten. That's when Damian Priest comes in and steals the show a little bit. That's what I think.
Or even then, like the Raw after Mania.
That would be cool too. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah. Have Drew defend his title on the night of Raw, because they've established the World Heavyweight Championship as the workhorse champion, so I could definitely see them just doing like an open challenge on that first Raw after Mania, with Drew as World Heavyweight Champion.
You know what I would love to see, although I don't know if this would squash Drew's character, because I think it would. I want to see Damian Priest win that title unfazed, like unopposed. Like, you know what? Let me not put that Money in the Bank at the end of a match, but actually let me start one. The thing is that that's not in his character. I just think it would build himself up really well. It's not in his character.
It'd be more of a. I think he would do with Seth Rollins. I think he would cash in during the match, not even after.
That would be sick. That would be a good way to mix it up.
You know what? Here's how I would book it. Okay. Yeah, so we have Drew win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40. Raw after Mania, he does an open challenge. Anyone in the locker room can come out and face him for the World Heavyweight Champion. Because Drew, he's an asshole. He wants to prove he's the best, right? He's already got the championship, but he wants to prove that he can beat literally anyone on the roster. So who comes out?
Seth.
Sami Zayn.
Sammy, that works too.
Not even Seth. Seth doesn't. Seth, would just be gone. I would imagine like he's not even at this Monday Night Raw, right? Oh. He lost the belt, have him be gone for like a few weeks for no reason, just because adds more mystery.
Right.
And so like you have Sami Zayn come out, and the thing is, Sami has never won against Drew McIntyre in a match. And
Becky loses, Seth loses, they go on vacation, they do their thing. And so that would be the justification for them both missing out on a few weeks. Continue.
Yeah. I mean, they both deserve the vacation anyway.
Damn right, they worked their asses off.
They got a kid.
Yeah, plus they got a kid. So, exactly. Yeah. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so, Sami, he has stakes going into this because he wants to prove he can beat Drew McIntyre, and he wants a singles championship. Sammy wants to prove that he's up there, with the rest. And then so they have a nice, back and forth main event match. And then Sammy almost wins it. But before he can get the win, Judgment Day's music plays. Damian Priest comes out, cashes in, makes it a triple threat. So Damian takes the title from Drew, and he steals Sami Zayn's moment.
Damn.
So you have kind of a three-way feud of Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, and the Judgment Day.
That's actually sick. I think that's.
And I think that's something you can build all the way up to SummerSlam, where I think Drew should eventually win back the World Heavyweight Championship, and then you set up, like maybe they have like a triple threat.
CM Punk. Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe they have like a triple threat at SummerSlam, right? Drew versus Sammy versus Damian Priest after months of fucking build up, right? And then Drew wins, he gets a championship back. After the match, CM Punk comes out, has a stare down with Drew McIntyre. It's like, yo, CM Punk is back, and he's coming for that fucking ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see that. That's it. That's booking.
So that's how I would book the World Heavyweight Championship after WrestleMania.
WWE needs to hire us. That's it. They need to let us know. They need to call us up. I need I need Paul to come up and sit down in front of me. Triple H, right? That's his name, Paul, I think.
Yeah, Paul Levesque.
Paul Levesque, you got it. He comes up, he sits him in a chair. We have dinner, and I tell him, hey, listen, I got some ideas. And like, don't worry, you're hired. Bet. That's it.
You don't got to pay me for that idea with the World Heavyweight Championship.
No, that's it. It's not exclusive of yours. Use it. Go ahead. No problem.
If anything, the one change you could make, put Seth Rollins in that SummerSlam match, make the bitch a fatal 4-way.
Okay.
Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I think that's a goated match right there.
I think that is a goated match. I agree with you. All right.
Yeah.
Was there anything else WWE-wise that we need to talk about? I think I have it all.
I think that's it. I think WrestleMania 40 is going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's going to be fucking awesome. And we got to see that shit together. Oh, yeah. Easy. All right. So, one more point. One point that has 3 letters attached to it. 3A, 3B, 3C. It's time for the bad side of the podcast. It's probably the worst side of any podcast that I've ever made, ever. Now, there's this recently established cinematic universe that's kind of brewing around recently because of a recent release. The Sony Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, the Monsterverse. Yeah,
the Monster.
Godzilla, King Kong.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. The Godzilla XCOM. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Fuck's sake. This motherfucker recently watched Madam Web in theaters, right? So he
Dolby Cinema, baby.
Yeah. He works there. He didn't pay for it. Calm down. And so he said that he wants to make a video essay about it. If the video essay's out, by the time this podcast comes out, don't worry. Link in the description. All for him. Squid will make some crazy videos over there. I took the liberty, my dumb ass, to rewatch Venom, Morbius, and I went out to watch Madam Web. All 3. Back to back to back.
In a single day, mind you. He did this in a single day.
Brother, I cannot tell you the pain that I experienced watching this unholy trilogy.
The thing is, you skip Venom 2 as well.
Yeah, I'm not watching Venom 2. I don't care. It wasn't relevant to the conversation. I did not. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. Even though it's a little better than Venom, I don't care. A little better. A turd that is slightly more polished is still a piece of shit. Okay? That's it.
The thing is, it's not even that much better. It's just funnier.
You get it. So, all right. So let me start off with the best of the worst. Venom. Starring Tom Hardy. First of all, want to put this out of the way. I love Tom Hardy. He's great.
Who doesn't love Tom Hardy, to be honest?
He's a great actor with good direction. He can do anything. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking Bane. You know what I mean? He can do whatever he wants, you know?
I always forget he's Bane.
That's how good the performance was. Motherfucker didn't remind you. Anyway. Yeah. Tom Hardy, amazing actor. All right, so this is no disrespect against him. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't take any disrespect with any Venom criticism because he had barely anything to do with it. His ass was just a set piece at that point. I'll start with the good things for Venom. They're not a lot.
Very short list.
Yeah. First of all, CGI. Pretty badass. Some of the CGI mixed in with humans, it wasn't that good. But besides that, like CGI battles were pretty cool. I did enjoy that, and it was a little bit edgier than usual, which I liked. Biting heads off and shit, that was cool. The fights in general are pretty cool, and like 12 to 15% of the jokes hit. Like, oh my god, I just bit someone's head off. Whoa, that's great. Like that like little shit like that is cool. Fine. Yeah. I think more jokes hit in the theater when I watched it. Because, yeah, I watched it in theaters back then. Fuck. But that's it. Those are really the only two things that are worth a damn in the film. Mm-hmm. What's the bad? I think the biggest bad of them all is the extremely inconsistent tone throughout the film. Completely inconsistent. Is it comedic and lighthearted, or is it serious and thriller-esque? Please make a fucking decision. The comedy comes in at very serious moments that are meant to actually be taken seriously. It's as if this movie was directed, and written by 6 different people at the same fucking time. Everything is fragmented. Everything doesn't have one single feeling. The film is so fucking exhausting to keep track with. It's ridiculous. I can't keep up how fucking crazy diverse the fucking mood is during the entire film. Throughout the entire movie, I'm like, is this meant to be taken seriously or not? The entire movie. I should not have to ask that. I should know. Alright? I should know if you're actually trying or not. The second thing. Completely uninspired and undirected performances. Brother, the cast literally had no direction. The director was not present. It had to be that. It can't be anything else. This was legit the equivalent of the first take was the best take type shit. That's it. That's all it was. Throughout the entirety of that film was stale, boring, completely uninteresting fucking performances that could have been fixed with just a few more takes. Or some sort of direction, but you could tell that nobody on that fucking set gave 2 fucks. It was so agonizing to watch. Tom Hardy and the love interest, especially. I don't even remember her character name. I don't care. The love interest in Tom Hardy had literally no chemistry whatsoever. I didn't feel any kind of romance. I didn't feel any kind of nuanced love. I didn't feel like the wife was right in any way, or if Eddie Brock was good in any way. They were both assholes. I did not care. And the last thing, and this was a sin, big time, is that the villain, the antagonist of the entire thing, was probably the worst offender when it comes to bad acting. The guy you're supposed to be intimidated of is the equivalent of the villain character that nobody is afraid of. Like in Captain Marvel. He's not a threat. No one is intimidated by him. That being said, his symbiote was pretty cool. I liked him. I wish there was a lot. Right. I wish there was a lot more of it. But there isn't. Because why would we put good things in our film? You know what I'm saying? So... Mm-hmm. It was extremely jarring, the constant fucking Venom talking in Tom Hardy's ear. I understand that that's what we're going for, but it doesn't have to be in every fucking scene. It's ridiculous how fucking often they're in the middle of a conversation and Venom is going to be talking in his head, and so you're listening to 2 different people talk. I understand that it's meant to be confusing, and that's what they were going for, but as an audience, I shouldn't have to try that fucking hard to understand what your character is saying. Okay?
Yeah, it doesn't help that Venom is, like, without subtitles,
hard.
You're not going to understand half of what he's fucking saying.
Yeah, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. And another thing, Venom has literally no comedic taste. whatsoever. There are some lines that are so fucking bizarre. Like, did you even finish writing the script? That's what I thought. There's this one where it's like, Venom just killed a bunch of guys in the apartment, and it's like, oh, we should eat off their heads and pile them up in the corner. And then Tom Hardy said, why? Plenty of bodies, plenty of heads. And that's it. That was the whole line. Nothing else. Like, okay, thank you. Yeah, like, it was unfinished.
It's like you said, the first take was the best take. I think with the script, the first draft was the best draft.
Yeah, I can say that without a shadow of a doubt that there was no proofreading here. There was no studio looking at... No one cared. This was just go, 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 go. Who cares? Who cares if it looks good? Who cares if it sounds good? We're going to throw our techies on it, and it's going to look cool with the CGI. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? That's what this whole fucking movie was. It's an insult to think that somebody paid $15 for a ticket for this piece of shit. It's an insult. It's a waste of fucking time. It's a waste of fucking energy. And guess what? This is not even close to the worst offender on the Sony Spiderverse list. This is not even close. If anything, it's the best or second best, depending on your personal perspective of the Venom movies. Yeah. But once again, it is the equivalent of a polished piece of shit. 3 out of 10. Garbage. Bless you.
Thank you.
Again.
That's my score.
Yeah, out of 10.
Burp out of 10.
Oh, did you have anything you wanted to add to this? I know that I want you to be laid back, kind of laid back, and I want to bounce these thoughts off of you because you're going to have your video essay, and I don't want you to just let out all of that steam before you make the video. So if you don't have anything to add, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that the people knew who's listening that you're probably not going to add too much to this because of the video essay. Continue.
Yeah. I guess one thing I can add is just I think Venom is the perfect example of just no artistry in a movie. It's like every little decision in the movie feels studio mandated. Like it feels like a movie made by suits, by like corporate executives rather than like, the vision of one filmmaker.
Yeah.
It's like this movie was made to make the most amount of money and please the most amount of people, and it ended up pleasing nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's like the best way I can summarize my thoughts on this movie. And like you said, it's not even the worst of the shit that Sony has put out. The other movies make Venom look mediocre, and I think that like watching the other movies can maybe trick people into thinking Venom is good.
No.
It's not.
No.
Venom is still not good. It has its moments, but it's not nearly enough for it to be like, yeah, this is a fun watch. It's
no, it wasn't.
It's pretty bad.
It was painful.
Yeah, I do like Venom's design. I think it's unique because they couldn't do the Spider-Man symbol on him because Spider-Man's not in the movie.
It looked cool.
So I think I like the idea of having his veins be white and kind of adding that color there. They did a good job with the symbiotes. I think the symbiotes looked good.
They did look good. That's why it's a 3, because of the CGI in it and some badass action. Plus, some of the jokes actually did hit. That's why I gave it a 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, should have been R-rated. This one and the second one, especially the second one.
100% without a shadow of a doubt. Continue.
And you haven't seen Venom 2, but like the first movie does it, but I think Venom 2 does it more, where it feels censored. Like you get the idea that they maybe filmed an R-rated movie,
it's a movie about a psycho murderer fucking killer, and it's not R-rated. What's going on?
Yeah,
I've seen it in theaters. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, it feels censored for no reason.
You want to talk about feel censored? Anything else for Venom before we move on? Because I'm about to talk about the worst movie in the series.
Bet. Go for it.
Are we ready? All right.
Yeah.
The worst film in Sony Spider-Verse history, and I doubt they will ever beat this. Morbius. I told myself that I would never watch this film out of respect for my own time. I would rather watch paint dry for 2 hours than watch this piece of shit film again. Dorian, I told you this once, and I'll tell you again. Even though you never suggested I should watch, I understand that. Just merely mentioning the name of that film to me, I've contemplated murder. Just a little bit. Just a little homicide. Just a little. Okay?
A little light murder.
Just a little bit. Okay? Not too much. I promise.
Yeah.
I can't explain to you the headache, the migraine I was feeling while I was watching this movie. I don't understand how this ever got greenlit by a studio. Ever.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about how dumb the producers are, the company, whatever. It doesn't matter. Remember when the movie was being memed to hell and back? And the Morbius team was so fucking unaware and so lacking of self-awareness that they thought it was a good thing, so they re-released it in theaters?
And nobody saw it.
That...
No, they re-released it in theaters and nobody watched it.
That goes to show how fucking out of touch Sony is. Okay? Now, one thing I wanted to mention here, and this is a big thing, is that I did not watch this in theaters. I did not.
I did.
I did not watch. I know you did. You're fucking crazy. I did not watch this in theaters.
Dolby Cinema, baby.
Oh, man. This fucking guy. I never watched Morbius. I never wanted to do it, but I only did it because of this podcast. And, brother, I regret it. I tell you this right now. You guys mean a lot to me, but not that fucking much. I'm being honest. Jesus Christ.
What's amazing about my experience with Morbius is that I saw it before it actually came out. So I got a taste of Morbin time before everyone else did.
I'll tell you what, the memes are pretty funny. I'll give you all
that.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great. Yeah, it's Morbin time.
Because guess what? I recently rewatched the movie, like literally yesterday, and if I didn't write notes, I wouldn't remember anything. I literally did not remember anything about this film before I looked at the notes, and I was like, oh yeah, that's how fucking forgettable it is. One day.
Yeah.
One day. I remember Madam Web vividly. One day, Morbius, and I've already forgotten most of the plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's okay because I have it written down. So let's see the scribblings of what I put down. First of all, the pros of Morbius, the positives. Right, Dorian? Because there has to be a positive. Every movie has a redeeming part, kind of.
A redeeming frame.
Frame. For me, the positive was a dancing villain. Literally 20-second scene where the villain, quote unquote, because he has no reason to be a villain, is dancing with a song that says "I want sex, I want sex" with like a jungle beat in the background, and he does some sick moves while he's pointing at the mirror for 20 seconds. American Psycho-esque, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think this scene alone was directed by Martin Scorsese. It had to be.
Oh man, yeah, probably at this point it was masterful. The best fucking scene I've ever seen of any movie, and my favorite movie, Django Unchained, paled in comparison. Jesus fucking Christ! No, I'm being sarcastic. It was horrible. Okay, it was the only time I ever laughed during the goddamn movie. That's it. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's another thing is my perspective on these movies is very warped because we had two different experiences. Yeah. You were being tortured watching Morbius. I was laughing my ass off. So we had two I think Morbius is hilarious.
Let me just point this out, okay? He's not saying it's hilarious because the jokes hit. No. He was laughing because of how bad the fucking movie was. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you were being tortured. To me, this is like, 3 a.m., group of friends, maybe you guys are drunk, maybe you're high, you want to put something on. This is a great movie to make fun of from start to finish. Madam Web also falls into that category.
We'll get to that piece of shit. I literally have, I think how many letters, I think I have at least a 500-word essay dedicated to Madam Web. I'm serious. There's that much shit. So we'll get to that. But
I personally find these movies funny. They're funny because of how bad they are.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of funny things. A Kevin Hart special. You know what I mean? a YouTube video. There's a lot of things that could make me happy and make me laugh. Why the fuck would I subject myself to Morbius? I can't. Let me go down the cons before I lose my mind, because we haven't even gotten to Madam Web yet. Let me talk about
Wait,
Morbius.
was that all your pros?
Yes. Literally, that was every single one of my pros. The CGI was terrible, so there's nothing there for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally the only positive. Oh, and the camera was on. Yeah, that's a pro. Fucking hell. So
The crew did their jobs.
the microphone was indeed at the right audio levels. Oh, good. Brilliant. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, cons.
The sets were indeed built.
What?
The sets were built.
The sets were built, indeed. He's got a point, and Jared Leto had a beard. He did have a beard.
And makeup.
Fuck's sake. I can't. Okay. Cons. I need to get to the cons before I blow a gasket. The bad things. Really. Venom had horrible performances. Horrible, uninspired, lack of direction. Venom is a fucking Scorsese movie compared to what Morbius's fucking performances were. I have no fucking idea who thought it was a good idea to release these scenes. Brother, every single fucking encounter, every single fucking conversation was monotone and stale, with a complete lack of direction. And brother, I can't count on two hands how many awkward pauses there were during conversation, as if they were trying to remember their lines. I can't fathom how a movie like this is given tens of millions of dollars to be created. Meanwhile, you're getting these talented indie creators that can barely get $1 million. Morbius is a spit in the face for any and all Marvel fans. Never watch it. Never contribute your money to this. It is not worth your time. I have more. I
also want to point out, Jared Leto went method for this movie.
Oh yeah, no. I'll let you talk about it because I wanted to get to it. But go ahead.
Yeah. So you were talking about performances. Jared Leto did go method. It's been reported on, I'm assuming by a number of people, but behind the scenes, Jared Leto actually used like the crutches that the character Morbius has in the movie to basically go around everywhere. So they would have to wait for him to like use the bathroom between takes. And it got to a point where it just took so long of him having the crutches and pretending to be disabled that the director was like, just give him a wheelchair and just roll him to the bathroom at this point. Bro. Just roll him around, because it makes it so much easier for him to just get around.
They had to talk down Jared Leto to a fucking wheelchair for Morbius. Morbius. Do I have to say it again? More.
Get it? It's more BS.
Yeah, you're right.
It's more BS from Sony.
I can't. Oh my god, that's like a connection. Good job.
It's more bullshit.
I can't fathom how Jared Leto read this script and thought, "Hey, I want to be a part of this." I can't. And the fact that he actually wanted to fucking method act for this movie, really? You know damn well Dakota Johnson didn't give a fuck once she got halfway through that script. Ain't no fucking way that Morbius, that Jared Leto really thought that this was a role worth playing. No way. Alright. So, it's like every scene was trying to be as bad as it could. It really was. It was that bad. Every fucking scene where people were talking tried to be the worst that it could possibly be. Alright? Another thing I have, the CGI. Every single fucking CGI battle was jarring. Nothing was clear. Especially the final fight. We'll get to that. It was so jarring and how low quality the fucking CGI is. I wonder why every single CGI battle takes place with luminosity set to negative fucking 0. Holy shit! The brightness was so low that the daytime scenes were dark. I wonder why. Because the CGI is PS2 level. What the fuck are we even watching this for? Why make this film? Literally no intended joke hit. Remember the fucking trailer thing where they said, "Oh, my name's Michael Morbius at your service," but like at the first, he says it's like a guy. He's holding a guy's hand, right? He's holding the guy's hand. He's hurting his hand. He's like, "Who are you?" And then he said, "Oh, I am Venom." Scared him, and he's like, "Actually, no, I'm Dr. Morbius." They didn't even fucking use that line.
Yeah.
He just said that he was Venom, and then threw the guy away. That's it.
Yeah. And that makes it worse.
It was
it's
so
like,
much worse.
How does he know about Venom?
Right?
It's like doesn't make any sense.
Who knows Venom's name? Nobody.
Yeah, because in both Venom movies, I'm pretty sure they make it a point that they're hiding Venom from the public.
Who would have thunk? Fucking hell.
Unless I somehow forgot a scene where
No, you didn't. You did not. You did not. Believe me, I remember vividly. He was in a lab until Eddie Brock got him out. That's it.
Yeah.
So, one thing I wanted to point out, another few things I wanted to point out, there's a lot, is that the plot is boring and generic. It is literally every single fucking movie where your friend has betrayed the main character before. Every single one! Except not done anywhere near as well. Anywhere near. The villain? The villain literally has no reason to be a villain. Literally has no reason. I think what they were trying to do is that when he was a kid, the villain got assaulted by a few kids when he was like 9, one time. And apparently now he hates all of humanity.
Woo. And his name is Milo.
And his name is Milo. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Apparently, he went from a weak guy who just wants to be better and wants to be strong to, I'm a psycho killer murderer who wants to kill everybody else because they pushed me down my entire life, even though literally nobody has done that except those 4 people. And then he goes on to kill his doctor/father figure for no reason. Why would you do that? It's obvious with Morbius that the vampire serum, whatever it is, doesn't actually change your mood. It can make you more bloodthirsty, so you might do something out of habit, but it doesn't change your mood to a level where, all of a sudden I'm a villain, I'm the bad guy. Oh, it's the serum, it's making me bad. No, it's not, because it didn't happen to Morbius. Alright, and no mention throughout the entire movie did it say, oh, it affects people differently. No, they never said that. They probably meant to, but they forgot. Okay?
But then that means Milo is evil the whole time.
No way! Except, why? Why is he evil? They literally showed one scene of him getting beaten up, and they never mentioned that he was getting beat up repeatedly through his life. They never hinted to the fact that he doesn't like authority. Never. Ever until he became a vampire. Then all of a sudden it all came out. What a great build-up. Morbius, 10 out of 10. Best movie ever made. Made more $1 billion at the box office. Fuck's sake.
First movie to hit 200% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You sent me that fucking still. I'm gonna put that up as the thumbnail. Oh my god. Jesus. Literally, the last thing I wrote in the cons section is fuck this movie. That's it. I have one more thing to add to this. The fact that Morbius summoned the bats in order for him to beat his villain, his foe. He summoned a bunch of bats. He made a bat tornado, and then literally Kamehameha'd the fucking villain with bats. That's how he won. The villain didn't even fight back. It was Kamehameha and then needle to the throat. That's all it was. this was the worst experience I've ever had watching a movie. I think this is probably the worst movie I've ever seen.
Definitely up there.
It's definitely up there.
Or down there.
Worst 3. This movie should have never been released. If I would have had to sacrifice a newborn baby in order for this film not to be made, I would have sacrificed several.
Damn.
Yes. None of them would have been my kids. I'll stop. Main thing is, don't watch this movie. Don't ever watch it. Don't ever buy it for your children. And don't ever speak of this movie ever again. This is the movie that will not be named ever again.
The Voldemort of cinema.
Damn straight. The black sheep, except it deserves to be the black sheep. It really does. In fact, the Sony Spiderverse is literally the black sheep of the superhero genre. And I will hold that thought to my grave. Anything you wanted to add to Morbius?
I have a fun comparison to make that I remembered the other day. So I know we haven't talked about Madam Web yet, but have you noticed that both Morbius and Madam Web have scenes where the villain is murdering cops in a subway station?
Doesn't that go to show how formulaic this shit is?
Yeah. I literally thought of that the other day. I literally thought of that the other day because someone was I was talking about Madam Web with people at work. And yeah, like I was just thinking about like what scenes do I like, and someone said the action scenes were good, and I genuinely had to think about it. And I had to think about it, and I'm just like, what action scenes were there?
They were not good. They were not good. We'll get to that.
No, they weren't. But yeah, no, I immediately thought of that scene of like all the cops getting killed in the subway station, but then I was like, wait a minute, Morbius did the same shit, where Milo killed all those cops in a subway station.
You know why it's a subway station? Because it's cheap. Fuck.
Yeah, because Subway Surfers, TikTok.
Right. Anything else?
No, that was it. Morbius is shit. If you like making fun of movies, though, it's funny.
Right, but don't pay for it.
Don't.
Yo-ho. Anyway. 1 out of 10. Never speak of this film again. Please. Right.
Best movie ever.
Fuck you. Last, but actually not least. Not the best, but not the least. Madam Web. Fuck. Where do I begin with Madam Web? Well, I think it's a good idea to start off with all of the random scrawlings that I had throughout the film, just little notes to show off how I felt throughout the film. So let's start with the first line that I have here. When Madam Web, I'm just gonna call her Madam Web because I don't know her real name. I don't care.
I forgot.
Yeah, hell. In fact, I'm not even gonna call him. She's not Madam Web. She's Dakota. When Dakota
Johnson.
when Dakota, apparently she was in an apartment, and then it just cuts to her being in an ambulance scene, like no build up whatsoever. She just cuts to an ambulance scene. Okay, the ambulance scene happens, and basically there's a car that's flipped over on the side of a bridge, right? And so it's like, oh shit, okay, the ambulance people, they have to the ambulance people, the paramedics, they have to go in there. See, that movie's rotting my brain. I'm sorry. The paramedics have to go into the car and, save him. They have to pull him out. Except my thing is, where the fuck is the fire department? Is nobody trying to secure the car from falling off of the bridge? It is literally on the side of the bridge and has knocked over the railing. You put enough weight on one side, it will fall over. Don't any of the police officers have a winch? Or any of the is there no fire department nearby where they can use some equipment to pull it? It wasn't like the car was going to tip over at any minute, and it wasn't like the car was actually, in danger of falling over, okay? It wasn't like it just happened in front of the ambulance and they just happened to be there. They were called to it. They were called to it. The scene was already set. So, Madam Web, Dakota, falling into the water with the car is completely the fault of the police force and her paramedic buddy, which I don't even remember his fucking... Ben. His name was Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, that Uncle was Ben. Oh, we'll get there. Hold on. So, I just want to point out, little bit by little bit, just how fucking dumb this movie is. Little bit by little bit. We'll go step by step. So, we met the three misfits. That's what I'll call them. Sydney Sweeney and the other two. I just call them the misfits. And when Dakota Johnson told them that, oh shit, there's a guy that's trying to kill you, they exit the train, and then they see the guy go ham. It's like, oh my god, he really is dangerous. Brother, I wrote down, oh no, not the gingerly jog to get away from the man trying to kill you. Fuck! Dude, the way that they run in this movie is so fucking gingerly. It's like you can tell that the camera is following them. Oh, don't go too fast because then the camera won't catch you type shit. That's all it is. Every single fucking scene in this movie that has something to do with going fast is straight out of a CW show. Fuck! The three Spider Girls, the misfits, are not good at acting. Fuck, I blame the direction. Hard. Every single performance was laughably bad. Laughably bad, which is good. Laughably. At least I can laugh. Horrible. Yeah. Okay. Como se dice? And when I was the taxi cab scene after the subway, when Dakota Johnson is driving with the three misfits, the conversation that they have is so cringeworthy. It was so cringeworthy. That line where Dakota said, oh, we're just gonna, like, lay low for a little bit. That wasn't written. That wasn't written at all. There's no way someone wrote that line and thought it was proper. No way. That was improvisation. That was obvious improvisation. And, brother, the director didn't care. The director did not care. The entire taxi scene after they get away from the villain in the subway is torture. It hurts. Which, by the way, the villain, every single scene with the villain is torture. It's laughably bad. Don't get me wrong. It's some funny shit. But if we want to talk about quality-wise, it is literally the most boring, bland, generic fucking lines gurgled out of their mouths. And brother, the fact that the fucking lines weren't even synced up correctly with the villain goes to show how little Sony gave a fuck about Madam Web.
Yeah, his mouth would be moving, and like the audio you hear of his dialogue would not match what it's like he's saying, or like what his mouth is doing.
At least Morbius had the fucking lines synced together correctly. At least!
The villain looked dubbed over.
What, in Madam Web?
Yeah, like as if he was like from a soap opera.
It was ridiculous.
And they were just like, well, we need an English dub, and so they just dubbed over him.
It was like the villain was speaking another language, yeah. And that they put an English dub over him. That's how fucking bad it was. And I don't blame the actor. The actor's actually been in some cool stuff from what I hear. I haven't seen it, but I hear he's done some good stuff. I don't blame the actor. I don't blame the actors in any of this. I don't blame them at all. The direction is what it is. That's my opinion. So, literally throughout the entire film, I think one joke hit. One. I don't even remember it, but it made me chuckle.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I know I chuckled like genuinely once in watching the movie, and I don't remember what the joke was.
Brother, the forest scene after the little taxi drive, and they're in the forest, and now they're talking about what they're gonna do. The forest scene is torture. Sydney Sweeney's like, oh, who are you? What is going on? Tell us what's going on. Even though Dakota has been telling you again and again and again and again and again that she doesn't fucking know what is going on. This film is the equivalent of a middle school play. Can we trust you? Fuck off! This bitch just saved you, and you're talking about can I trust you? Fuck off! I can't with this movie, and we're not even halfway done. We're not even halfway.
This is like first 30 minutes, I want to say. Like, this is like first act still.
Yeah, and there's more in the first act that I want to come back to, but that's because there's a twist at the end. You follow me? Don't worry. The chick with all the hair buns, the black chick, is a fucking asshole. She's so rude towards Sydney Sweeney, and then all of a sudden there's like a 180 in her character, and she's nice now. Man, what the fuck? She's not a fucking person. She's a fucking character written in a script. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, but that's exactly what. No. When you write a character, you're supposed a human character. You're supposed to make them look like a fucking human. All right, not a fucking cyborg, not a goddamn robot. Because that's exactly what the fuck this bitch was. All right. Of course, she's the one with the mechanical arms. Fucking hell. I can't. Jesus Christ. Man. And I don't blame her actress at all. At all. Not even a little bit. It's not their fault. I'll say it again and again and again throughout this, so I'm not taking out of context. It's not their fault. It's the director's fault. It's the studio's fault.
I don't remember the character's name, or the actress's name, but the Hispanic one.
Yeah.
She played Dora in the live action Dora movie, and she's actually really good in that. So.
I heard that movie was awful. I gotta watch it.
Really? I actually, like, unironically, I genuinely enjoyed Dora and the Lost City of Gold. It's funny. It's a funny movie.
I gotta watch it.
Especially, like, having grown up and, like, seeing some episodes of Dora. Like, the movie's really funny.
Well, shit. Maybe we'll watch it one of these days.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to topic, Dorian. Gosh.
Shut up.
My bad. I'm sorry. We're being hunted by a mass psychopath, and we're in a diner, in a public place. We want to be low profile. We want to make sure we just eat this food, and then we go back to the fort. Oh shit! There's cute guys over there. Let's go flirt. What the fuck were the writers thinking? These ladies, these misfits, literally have no survival instincts whatsoever.
They'd be great horror movie characters.
Brother!
First ones to die.
You're goddamn right. And the little death scenario at the truck stop with the toxic in the background was pretty okay. It was pretty okay. It was unexpected, except I don't like how they mixed the diegetic fucking music in the background mixed with toxic. Could they just choose one or the other? Please? YMS had a great point about that. YMS pointed that out vividly, and I noticed it too. But I just wanted to point it out because I didn't know it was diegetic. That's new to my vocabulary. So there you go.
That's the scene that I texted you that I thought was like the one good part, but was in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's specifically, I'm thinking when Dakota gets stabbed by the bad guy and it fucking flashes back to like her in the forest. I like that transition. It's just neat. It's just a neat transition.
It's literally the only like okay thing there was. Like, damn, Sydney Sweeney broke her neck. Got it? Yeah. What?
God damn. It looked like she tripped and fell. Which I thought was very funny about that scene.
Right, like in Deadpool 2, when the motherfucker curved his head over the bed frame. It's already been done before, Sony. Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Life is Strange. Except that's a good story. This is shit. That's it.
I haven't played Life is Strange, so
Life is Strange is a good one. It's around the same concept, except it's more like hippie.
You can turn back time, yeah. Like I played the demo for it. It was like 20 minutes. That's it. The first episode, I think. Yeah.
I watched Jacksepticeye play through it way back when. It was great. I loved it. Great twist, whatever. This film has none of that, so it's okay. The music almost never fits the scenes. Let me tell you something right now, okay? The fact that the fucking soundtrack for Madam Web was wasted on this film, I will never forgive Sony for that. There's actually some really decent triumphant fucking music here that I like, except that the music never played in the correct moments. Neither were the scenes worthy of the music that was presented here. Whoever made the music brought it, and that's the truth. So, I'm just saying, man, there was some good fucking moments. Like in the end, the music was going, it was bumping, it was good. But the scene was so cheap and lackluster that the music wasn't able to raise it up. That's how bad the scenes were, okay?
Yeah.
That's it. How do you feel about the music?
It's forgettable.
I liked a few of the things at the end. Like I said, the very triumphant stuff. Yeah, probably because I really like the Spider-Man soundtrack as well. That's probably what was coming. I mean, they're basically just ripping it from Spider-Man. I sent you this one thing that was literally the same. So if anything, I like Spider-Man soundtrack. I don't know if I like Madame Web's soundtrack. Let's point that out right now. But that's the thing, is that even then, this soundtrack is better than the movie. I can tell you that right now. In every way. What?
I have a revelation. I remembered the scene that made me chuckle.
Oh shit, what was it?
It's so you remember when she's sitting down in the subway and she's like, her brain is like flipping between, I guess, like the future and like the present, and then some dude sits down like right next to her and he's just like, is this the train like to wherever? And then she's like, I hope not. And then later when her and the Misfits are running from the Spider-Man fucking villain thing, and they go to a different train, they see that guy because he moved after she said, I hope not. So he thought he was on the wrong train. And so he's sitting on the new train that they're in. And then he sees her, Dakota, and he's like, is this the right train? And she's like, dude, I don't know. And she just keeps moving on. That's it. That's the only joke I like.
I think the one I laughed at was when Sid, like, they were all talking in the forest and like they said some dumb shit and Dakota's like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, you could tell Dakota has a genuine reaction. I like Dakota. That's the thing. I was surprised that she took this movie, and brother, guess what? She was surprised too. She had to fire her fucking team because they egged her on to do this movie. Fuck off. Ridiculous. So, more points. We're not even halfway yet.
Yeah.
Here we go. So the music almost never fits the scenes. And then I have another quotation mode. Oh my god, we're all lost causes. Sisters? Like, that's all that's literally nothing. They have literally nothing to do with one another. These three have literally no chemistry. And the conversations are so forced. It's ridiculous. They have literally nothing in common except that they're all lost causes. They do not get along with one another, anything, except near the end of the movie for no reason. There's no natural progression. Nobody earned anything. It's just, oh, I like you now. That's it. Fuck off. Okay?
Yeah. And they all live together for some reason?
yeah, we'll get to that. Bruh, why can't the villain and Dakota just have a normal conversation? When they were talking... Brother, when they were talking in the diner, I was having a headache. All this distortion and flashing and echoing of voices was nauseating. Brother, I wanted to throw up, and then I wanted to fall asleep. I couldn't do it. It was so bad. I didn't even know what they were saying. I don't even know what the fuck they were saying. Were they speaking English? Because I couldn't tell. Fuck! Is it only me, or is the teaching of the CPR scene extremely fucking hilarious? Like,
it is. It's
like,
very...
I know the movie is trying to be serious, but fuck. Bro, they pumped that pillow for 30 seconds. You're an expert! Yeah! I put at the bottom, I just want this movie to end already. That's it. And I still had 50 minutes. Oh, we ain't close. Jesus Christ. Oh, I still had 30 minutes. Either one. It doesn't matter.
Same shit when it's this movie.
Like, I can't, right? Exactly. Oh my god, this movie moved at a snail's pace for me, but it wasn't even as boring as Morbius, thank God.
It's because it's funnier.
Exactly, it's
funnier. And I think the pacing in this one's faster, so it feels like it's moving faster, whereas Morbius likes to linger and it drags
this
a lot more.
Was watchable. Not fun watchable, but you could watch it. You won't die watching it. I can't say the same for Morbius.
It's akin to like Daredevil from like the early 2000s. Actually, a better example would be Elektra.
Daredevil is better than this. At least Daredevil was campy. At least I think that was way fucking more fun to watch. With Kingpin as the black guy from the Green Mile. Like, come on. That was way more watchable. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is actually more akin to Elektra.
Damn.
Yeah.
My bad. I cut you off.
Did you ever watch Elektra?
Yes, I did. Like a bunch when I was a kid. And I rewatched it when I was older. Never watched it again.
Yeah, this is akin to Elektra.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I did say Daredevil, but then I remembered. Oh, Elektra had a spin-off from that movie.
That was Elektra.
So this is more like it has the vibe of Elektra, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ! All right, let me round this off. We're halfway.
Yeah.
I feel like remember they had a twist. They had a twist that actually the mother went out to the forest, but she didn't dislike her daughter. She was actually going there because she wanted to save her. She wanted to get bit by the spider. So whatever, right? So that was the little twist. The thing is, and this is just a thought, I feel like they should have just cut the first scene. They should have just completely cut the first scene and not shown us that the villain actually killed Madam Web's mother and that Madam Web's mother was out in the forest in the first place. They should have shown that shit when they showed the flashback.
Yeah.
Because the flashback just showed us the exact same shit. You know, it's just a fucking thought. And then I feel like the emotional moment afterward, with the triumphant music and her hugging her moment, it's just meant to manipulate the audience. It felt dirty, you know? Like, we give a fuck about these characters. It's ridiculous. When you take... This was the worst part of it. This was... Oh, man. Remember when she's talking to, like, the Spider Native, and the Spider Native said something akin to what Uncle Ben told Spider-Man?
Yeah. When you take...
Let me say... When you take on the responsibility, great power will come. I literally put in all caps, go fuck yourself in triple dots. Go fuck yourself. The triumphant music and Dakota's reaction to this valuable piece of information is the cherry on top of this shit sandwich. Brother, they just stole that line from Uncle Ben, and they expect us to cheer.
Not even. They just flipped it.
Fuck!
And called it a new line.
They thought we wouldn't notice. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe they did. Maybe that's the whole point. We're supposed to be like, oh, that's very similar to...
I think it was meant to be a callback, like endearment-wise. Like, oh, actually, that's what Uncle Ben said. No, it's not fun. It's cheap. Go fuck yourself. Don't bring Spider-Man into this. Don't bring him into this mess. I'll get there. Don't bring him into this mess. God damn it. Why are the three misfits heading with Ben and his pregnant wife to the hospital? That's what I want to know. Why is...
Could have just stayed home.
Ben is taking in these three to hide them, to stash them, correct? Okay, fair. Why... Mm-hmm. So Ben wants to go out with his pregnant wife because his pregnant wife just...
Not his wife, his sister.
What? Oh, yeah. My bad.
It's his sister, yeah.
I forgot. All right, sister. She, that's the thing. I didn't fucking know that because I don't care. The movie was fun. The movie didn't properly show that to me. God damn it. All right.
Trust me, I thought that at first too, but then I'm like, wait, if he's Uncle Ben...
All right, fair. He's right.
He's not Father Ben.
You're right. My bad.
Uncle. Yeah.
They only live together in a house. Yeah, definitely didn't think that. Yeah. Fucking hell.
And then there's one throwaway line where she says, "Oh, my husband Richard is away."
Oh, okay, fair.
At the baby shower.
This is some bullshit. All right. So anyway, como se dice? Why in the world are the three misfits going with them to the hospital? Like, isn't a killer after you, and he doesn't know that you're there, but going somewhere, I don't know, public? Like a hospital might change that? Fuck off. I think I've written fuck off more than I've written anything else in this little essay of mine. Jesus Christ. The little plays with the ambulance are pretty cool. Like because Madam Web can see into the future now, and she can control it or whatever. So put the defibrillators up to the roof. Oh, that kind of the running through the sign to hit the guy midair. Like, okay, that's cool. All right. You know what? It wasn't insulting. That's what those scenes were. Fucking hell. So, and then when she had her little her future seeking moment in the ambulance, you know what I thought? This is basically That's So Raven, but in the Spider-Verse. except without any charm or care or talent or comedy. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's So Raven. Someone make an edit of the That's So Raven theme song, but with Madam Web.
Raven. It's what it is. Fucking hell. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Are we supposed to be afraid of this villain? Because they try to like make him menacing at the end when he was jumping around in the firework boxes and people were hiding behind boxes. Like, oh my god, he's so scared. It ain't working, Chief. It ain't working. I'm not scared. No one cares. Finish the movie, please. This ending sequence where she's blocking the metal shards with her shield. Mm-hmm. You know, the little, oh, they're coming. Oh, we're going to go. Oh, we're going to climb up this ladder. Straight out of a CW show, brother. Oh, my God. It was so low budget. You could practically see where the set ended. You know what I mean? Like, it was ridiculous how cheap and thrown together this ending sequence was. Mm-hmm. And then oh my god, I love this part. When Madam Web, Dakota, and the villain are upstairs, that they're on the sign or whatever, and like the rebar drops onto the villain. Right before all that rebar drops onto the villain, she says, oh, but the girls were never your future. And then a dramatic zoom. I was. Brother, I swear to God. There was this really fucking dumb dramatic zoom that I will send to you when the movie comes out on digital. And it was the funniest, but the girls were never your future. Bong. I was. It's just, fuck off. This movie is so bad. It's good. It's crazy. I can't. And then fucking, oh my god, the Misfits saved Madam Web with the chest compressions at the end of the movie. Who'd have thunk? Who would have fucking thought that would have came back? That's crazy. Jesus Christ. It really sucks that like the triumphant orchestral soundtrack was wasted on Madam Web. They couldn't put it somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Save the music for later.
Seriously, an expansion for the Spider-Man games. Literally anything else than Madam Web. Fuck. They could have put it in a fucking reality TV show, and I want to watch that shit. Jesus Christ. Well, at least Madam Web adopted the Misfits. Not too insulting of an ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, and then the ending really thinks that we give two fucks about the Misfits' future endeavors. You know, the little, oh my god, oh, they're gonna go off on their own adventures. They're gonna fight their own battles because they're heroes and they're strong. They're fuck off. I don't care. I don't care. Your characters are boring and uninspired. I do not care.
The best thing about the future, it hasn't happened yet.
And it will never happen, hopefully. Fucking hell, I hope not. Jesus.
What a great final line for that movie.
It hasn't happened yet. Fuck off.
That's kind of the point of the future.
Madam Web. I think the greatest thing about Madam Web is that it doesn't have any end credit scenes. Thank fuck!
Yeah.
It doesn't have any end credit scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And I left with every fucking scene with Dakota and the Misfits was awkward. Is there anything that you disagreed with during my very long rant?
No. But I have a list of things that made me laugh that shouldn't have in the movie. So I'm gonna do my best to go in chronological order.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So we're gonna go to the opening scene, right?
Right.
The villain pulls a gun on Dakota Johnson's mom because he wants a spider. She can find another one. Just give him the spider. Who cares?
Why does he wrestle with her for the fucking spider? Like, brother, You have a gun. You already shot somebody. No witnesses. At least make the villain actually threatening and make him intimidating. Oh my god, he killed a pregnant woman. Oh my god, do that. Make the shock value actually shock you instead of just shooting some random guy. Fuck off. Continue.
Yeah. There's a tribe of Spider-Men living in the Amazon jungle. Apparently.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah, that part was pretty funny.
I told you about this on Discord. Aren't the spiders genetically engineered at Oscorp?
Yeah, and I guess depending on the fucking timeline.
Yeah, apparently.
Because Madam Web just made a whole new fucking timeline.
That's exactly what it was. Continue.
Yeah, it's just a tribe of the Spider-Men. You know how like So Madam Web's mom, she's like dying in the water, that like the magical water of the Amazon Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that she's giving birth and dying at the same time, and then the spider bites her, and then she gives birth, and the spider saves the baby or whatever, but she dies in childbirth. How did the Amazon spider people get the baby to New York?
Yep.
Wouldn't they have raised her in the jungle? Isn't she born with her powers? Why does it have to be when she drowns?
Why is it delayed?
Yeah, that all of a sudden she's like awoken with the vision to see the future. That part was funny as fuck to me.
You know what I think is funny? About that. You know what I think is funny is the fact that she gave that fucking birth like it was nothing. I'm telling you, those walls separated like fucking that one month. Like I think it was Adam. Well, who the fuck separated the Red Sea? That guy. It was just like
Moses.
It was just like Moses separating the Red Sea, or Jim Carrey parting the Red Soup Bowl. Either one. Fuck's sake. Go ahead.
Yeah. The delayed power was funny. I'm trying to go in chronological order. That's the hard part here.
I believe in you, son. Take your time. I need to breathe.
I'll just go up to the subway station. New York City is a whole new level of crazy. That line, and the fact that he says it twice, even better, bro. That's the best line in the movie. New York City is a whole new level of crazy.
NPC Great fucking shit line. For real. Jesus Christ, what an NPC. Fuck.
Yeah, he's literally an NPC in a subway. Great fucking line. Let's see. The forest. The girls make a fire. Why? Did you notice that? They had a fireplace at their feet.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they had a fireplace at their feet, and the fire was lit. So that means that while Dakota Johnson was gone, for only 3 hours, they decided to make a campfire.
And and by the way, those three women, they do not know how to start a campfire. I don't
They
care.
do not know how to start a campfire.
They do not know how to start a campfire. I doubt it. They were raised in the inner cities. Why would they know how to start a fire? And do they have the materials to start a fire? No. So
who cares?
Yeah, continue. These are nitpicks, but still, fuck off. Continue.
Yeah. The diner scene. Why did they get up and dance on the table in front of a bunch of guys they don't know?
Because they're a bunch of sluts. That's all it was. They're a bunch of fucking whores. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to sound unhinged here, but let me tell you something. This is not a reflection of the actors that played these characters. I'm not talking about the actors. That's different. They're human beings. We're talking about the characters. And brother, the characters, they're the characters. The characters are not human. The characters are simply a tool used by the script. Okay? And so all of a sudden, they want to dance with these boys. They want to flirt with these boys. Even though they're being hunted by a psycho killer, tells me that they're hungry for dick.
Oh yeah, I skipped the scene. The baby shower with Uncle Ben and his sister. You mentioned, you texted me as you were watching the movie. She just drops that her mom is dead and died during childbirth at a baby shower. Most awkward place to drop character lore, especially that character lore. And then, but the funniest version of just characters dropping lore at the worst times, when they go back to that hotel after the whole diner shtick, and then they, everyone's all quiet because like Dakota Johnson's like angry, and then the Misfits are sad because she's angry. They all get into the hotel room and they lock the door, and without any, prior context or, any questions, without any without being provoked at all, Sydney Sweeney just drops my parents are dead or my mom is dead.
My mother was a POW and she died. Like, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
Who asked?
What?
Why
are you telling us this all of a sudden? You were coy about it earlier. Why are you telling us now? There was nothing that happened that would make you say it now. I don't get... Alright, fuck, whatever.
I was fucking dying when she said that because it's so unprovoked. The funniest fucking shit ever. Jesus, and then all of a sudden the other Misfits start dropping their character lore too. Who gives a fuck? It's whatever. What's next? They did the CPR scene. That shit is funny.
It was so dumb. I wish I was that pillow. Fuck. Just be honest, Jesus. Holmes was getting quadruple teamed. It should have been me.
Jesus. Oh, I skipped I skipped two very important fucking things. So the villain, in his present day introduction scene, he brings a woman that he meets at like a bar or a club or who gives a fuck, whatever. So he's really rich and he has a penthouse in New York City. So he brings this girl that he met that night over, and then they sleep together. And in the middle of the night is when he gets the nightmare about the misfits in the future as Spider Women ambushing him in his penthouse and murdering him. So he wakes up and she's like, "Bad dream." And he goes on to explain, it's just like, it's not a nightmare, it's a vision.
Fuck.
And then he goes on to explain his plan of that he's going to murder these three women because they killed him in a dream. And then, he says a lot of stupid shit. And then so she gets scared and tries to obviously pull out a fucking gun from her purse. And he just grabs her, and he has this power where when he touches you, he poisons you, and he kills her by grabbing her arm. And it's fucking stupid. And then a couple scenes later, we cut back to
hold on. I gotta pause.
What's up?
The acting in that scene was straight out of a soap opera, and I really feel like the only reason why the actor wasn't just expositing to the camera directly was because we need something to look at while the exposition happens. So throw a chick with a bra on, bam, easy, fuck
titties.
Off. Titty! Okay, continue your point.
So a couple scenes later, we cut back to the villain, and he has this hacker, I guess. She has access to like all the cameras in New York City or whatever, and they somehow have images of the three women from his fucking dream perfectly on the computer, and then they use facial recognition software to find the real, like, the misfits, right? How they look now. Mind you, this movie takes place in the year 2003.
What does he have the fucking eye from fucking Fast and Furious 8? Huh? Please, fuck off.
Bro got modern technology in the year 2003.
Fuck off.
And then you brought up why did the misfits go with Uncle Ben to see the bit, like, to the hospital?
Oh man.
They could have just stayed home.
And guess what?
And
none of that ambulance shit and the helicopter, none of that would have ever happened.
None of that would have happened. Let's see, that same sequence, the villain jumps in front of Dakota's ambulance, and when he gets hit by it,
he really does.
Like, she would have missed, but he jumped. I guess his spidey sense works backwards.
It jumps him into danger.
It jumps him into danger.
Makes sense. Fucking hell, Jesus.
They make a whole. Oh, I'm forgetting another fucking thing. When one of Dakota's fellow paramedics is killed in a car accident, he's hit by a truck that, like, crashes.
Oh, I forgot about this. Oh my god.
The truck is driving like 10 miles an hour, not nearly fast enough to kill him, and he dies on impact.
Holmes was literally passed out on the floor, and she was doing chest compressions, and he's like, oh, he's dead. There's nothing we can do. Are you kidding me? As a trained paramedic, you are trained to go for hours hitting those fucking chest compressions. Hell, she was working on the guy that she just got out of the fire longer than she did the fucking police captain or the paramedic or whatever the fuck it was. What the fuck? You're supposed to make me believe that was actual procedure? Fuck off, okay?
And the music was so fucking sad.
I know.
As if we didn't see that character for more than 3 seconds.
This soundtrack was wasted on Madam Web, brother. Oh my god. We've known this character for literally 30 seconds of screen time, maybe a minute. That's it.
And then the reason I remember that scene out of the blue is because the scene I'm referring to is essentially the quote-unquote final battle of the movie. Oh, and so the reason is because before that paramedic gets hit by the truck, there's like this big fire in a warehouse, and these two firefighters coincidentally mention this building's full of explosives. The building is literally burning down. None of the explosives went off, by the way. And then so later during the final battle, Her whole plan is to distract Spider-Man with the explosives and trap him in that same warehouse or whatever. The explosives are 4th of July fireworks, not actual explosives.
Not fucking nuclear devices.
Yeah. It's fireworks. Oh my god, explosive! They made a huge deal about explosives for that shit to just be fireworks. Who gives a fuck about fireworks, bro?
Brother, no. There was one moment where the fucking firework was coming towards the villain. The villain literally punched the firework. He literally
he swatted that shit out
the firework, and it went to the left. He punched a firework. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking.
There's a huge emphasis on, that these three, the Misfits are going to be Spider Women.
Fuck!
And
no,
murder his ass. The final battle, it's just 3 normal women.
Yeah.
4 normal women versus Spider-Man, basically.
Yeah, and literally, and somehow Spider-Man lost. Somehow.
Yeah, Spider-Man lost.
How?
Madam Web, apparently she has a shit where it's like, oh, your power, you can be in multiple places at once. She does it for like 2 seconds, and it doesn't work. The power doesn't work. She gets kicked by Spider-Man, and it interrupts her focus or some shit.
And is it just me, or isn't Madam Web supposed to be a lot older? Like, I've seen the comics, and she's like a grandma.
She's like a grandma. Don't worry. I have a point relating to comic book Madam Web that I'm gonna point out in a bit.
Okay.
Funny as fuck. Funniest fucking shit I've ever heard.
Go ahead, brother. I believe in you.
So real quick, I'm gonna you were talking about that flashback scene when she flies back to the Amazon forest where her mom died. She's not at all creeped out that a random guy was just waiting for her in the same spot.
Just saying. How did he know?
Like, she's just standing there, right? And she sees like the same spider web that her mom saw like 30 years ago. No one touched that spider web. I guess.
Yeah. No, and then apparently absolutely no thunderstorms happened in between then her mother's death and then.
Yeah, the forest literally looks exactly the fucking same.
Exactly.
And then this random ass dude just happens to be standing there. He's like, "I've been waiting for you." Like, what the fuck,
brother? Let me just say something really quick. I am convinced that they're going to make a twist on us like they did in Army of the Dead, and that these are literally cyborgs. They're literally NPCs that are just waiting for canon events. There's no other way.
Probably.
There's no other way. You know what I would have preferred? Is she were to get captured by the natives. What are you doing in a territory? Oh, what are you doing? And they come at her with spears and shit. And it's like, oh, calm down. I knew my mother. You know this person? Oh, I do know her. That's crazy. And then they talk. That's it.
That would have been like way better.
It would have been normal. It would have been what's expected. But no.
It wouldn't have been, I've been waiting for you.
Why you are here. Like, that's it. That's all it was. Fuck off.
I told your mother I would be here. How do you know who the fuck she is? She could have just been a random girl that happened to be in the same spot in the jungle. Just be like, I told your mother I would be waiting here for you when the time was right. It's like, what the fuck?
This is the worst. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I was trying to go in chronological order. My brain's all scattered because fuck this movie.
It's okay. Jesus.
So going back to the final battle, the villain gets crushed by a big Pepsi Cola sign, and then she falls in the water. Yeah. She falls in the water, and a piece of debris hits her in the fucking face while she's underwater. And then the Misfits bring her, like, they take her out of the water, they give her chest compressions, and now because the shit hit her in the face, she's blind as fuck. She can't see. She has like no pupils in her face all of a sudden. In both eyes, she got hit by a piece of debris on her cheek. By the way, like her left cheek.
We don't want to ruin her makeup. Yeah,
we don't want to ruin her makeup. Yeah, and then all of a sudden she's fucking blind now. Cool. And then so we get to the final scene of the movie, and she's sitting in a wheelchair in front of a window. She was hit in the face. How does her sight correlate with her legs?
Yeah, that's another thing. Why is she disabled? Why is she Mr. X all of a sudden? Or Professor X all of a sudden? Or what's his name? Professor X, right? X-Men?
Yeah, Professor X, yeah.
Why is she Professor X all of a sudden? Let me point something out to you really quickly, okay? if you want to find a way to make a death in a movie be censored, but also seem very impactful and fucked up, or any kind of moment, really, I think a perfect example of that is Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Gwen Stacy. Yeah. I think when Gwen Stacy hit that floor and you can hear the thud, you immediately knew, oh, she's dead. Instantly translated, no problem. They didn't do that in Madam Web at all. I thought that her eyesight was fine, and I had no idea she was crippled. Just saying.
And then so this is where the comic Madam Web thing comes in. So a friend of mine told me, and he says, I don't know why they did that, because in the comics, Madam Web is not paralyzed. She just happens to be sitting in a chair. So it makes the ending funnier when you think about she's choosing to be in a wheelchair.
No fucking way.
She's not paralyzed. She just chooses not to walk.
No
she's too good for this shit, apparently. She's a god now.
No fucking Dorian, you're lying. You're lying. I don't believe you. No way. I have to look. I have to look right now. I'm Googling this right now.
The chair that Madam Web sits in is not a wheelchair. It's like a throne that sits like outside of space and time. So she just happens to be sitting in a chair like every time we see her. But in the movie, that makes it so much funnier because she just chooses not to fucking walk. She just wants to sit in a wheelchair. God damn it, dude.
So it seems like she is paralyzed. The thing is, though, is the movie does not translate that at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
That is.
She got hit in the face.
She got hit in the face. She didn't lose her fucking leg. If she was crushed under rebar, then yes, 100%. Yeah. Why didn't they do that? I have no fucking idea. Maybe they didn't have the budget.
Yeah.
But whatever it was,
the impact of her hitting the water was so hard, her legs stopped working.
Fuck off, man. So yeah, she's actually paralyzed. At least that's what Wikipedia and all these other sites are.
Yeah,
but the
cool.
movie
So my
itself,
friend's just a dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the movie itself, I think that idea works for the movie because she never broke her legs. She never fucked up her waist. She never got paralyzed. She just got hit in the face one time.
And she's just choosing to sit in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
now.
I think that's canon. I think that's officially canon from here on in.
Let's make that canon.
Fuck. So, was there any other points that you wanted to make before we get to a final verdict?
This movie's just bad.
Yeah.
But it's funny as fuck.
It really was. I think it was so fucking bad that it was funny. And unlike Morbius, I actually enjoyed this. And I could actually see myself watching this again. Yeah, I really could. Even though I was having a headache.
Yeah.
Watching this again with hindsight, I could laugh at it. I really could.
Yeah.
That being said, never pour your money into this. Do not buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna compliment Madam Web real quick. I didn't hate the villain's costume.
Yeah, I didn't hate it either.
He looked fine.
So I mean, it's something out of a CW show, but it's okay.
Yeah, I like the mask. Really, the mask is really what is like. That looks cool. Okay. The rest of it is just
Anti-Spider-Man, like probably the simplest design they could draw up.
Yeah.
It wasn't insulting.
Yeah. A genuine compliment towards Madam Web.
Whoa.
One costume was good.
So I think, in all things, I think my final verdict for this film is a 2. A 2
Fair.
Out of 10. The only reason why it escapes being a 1 is because I like the instrumentals in some areas, even though they do not fix the scenes at all, and they definitely don't fit them either. There's a couple funny moments in there, like 2. And the scenes, while everything was bad about it, I actually was engaged, unlike Morbius. So, overall...
I feel really bad, though. I learned that the director that did Madam Web, this is her first movie, and I was like, I can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. Jesus Christ, you can tell. But the thing is, why are they hiring somebody who this is their first feature-length film? Why are they hiring that? I don't get it. It's ridiculous. It's so
should have gotten Martin Scorsese.
Marvel movies are theme park rides. I agree. I do. At this point, I agree. This is ridiculous.
He would have made Madam Web cinema. He would have read that script and be like, "This shit is amazing."
Easy.
And he would have made peak fucking fiction.
Nah, directed by Sam Raimi. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, fuck it up.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ. All right. I think this is over. I feel sick. I am in pain. I'm tired. This was a podcast that lasted literally 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cut down. It's going to be around 2 hours 20. Thank you all for listening.
Get drunk and watch Madam Web.
Get drunk and watch Madam Web, but don't go to the theaters. Yo ho, yo ho. That's it. Thank you guys.